Today, we're checking off another class of Royal Caribbean cruise ship off of our list. We're boarding Freedom of the Seas, a ship that first set sail in 2006 and was at one point the largest cruise ship in the world for a 5-night voyage. In this extra long video, we're going to explore our first Freedom class ship and show you guys why this ship gives families the most bang for their buck, all while we make our way to Grand Turk, an all new island destination for us that has one of the best beaches we've ever seen. This video combines all of our vlogs from this incredible cruise into one easy to watch film. Whether you want to binge it all at once or just leave it on in the background while you work or relax, we've got you covered. If you guys love cruising as much as we do and you want to show some love to the channel, then please help us out by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel so you can follow along on all of our future adventures. But with all of that out of the way, let's get this 5-night Freedom of the Seas cruise journey started. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Port Miami. You can see right behind me, we are here right next to Icon of the Seas. Unfortunately, this is not going to be the ship that we're sailing on today. We're also next to MSC World America. This is also not the ship that we are going to be sailing today. I'm also here with Coda as well. Say hi, babe.
No turtles.
We are here in Port Miami and we are getting ready to board Freedom of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And we have a little bit of a weird situation that we're in right now because we had to park at Terminal AA, which is technically an MSC terminal, but they are sharing it with Royal Caribbean so that way they can board Freedom of the Seas, which is all the way the heck back there behind MSC World America. So yeah, the embarkation process is going to be just a little bit different, but it is going to be something interesting and new to show you guys. So with all that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's head on board. So what are you doing right now, babe, with your Duncan in hand?
Looking for turtles.
Turtles?
It's not going well. It's got some fish.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of fish, but yeah, no turtles. So we did end up parking our car here in Terminal AA on level 3. That is where the parking starts. And in case you guys are curious, there's no signage near me, but the rates are $35 nightly. So it's definitely one of the more expensive terminals we've ever parked in. But we're gonna take an elevator down to level 2. That is where we have the terminal entrance, pick up and drop off, bag drop, and restrooms. And then there's also a level 1 down here as well. So here's actually a look down at level 2. You can see they have MSC World America boarding over here, as well as the MSC Yacht Club and Day Visitors entrance. Right next door, we have Royal Caribbean Suite and Pinnacle guests, and then you have your regular Freedom of the Seas entrance as well as the key. You can see they have the arrival times set up over here. A couple of guests are outside waiting. I don't know if they're waiting for pickups or if they're like arriving. We'll find out in just a little bit because we are here a little early. But yeah, it's a very interesting setup how they can just board 2 cruise ships from like one massive building. Also, if you guys are parking your car over here in Terminal AA, you're going to arrive all the way on that far side over there. Make your way all the way down over here to where the elevators are because that is where you're actually going to be boarding. We ran into a couple earlier that were walking this way because we were kind of confused and we asked them and they said, yeah, just park all the way down here by the elevators so that way you don't have to walk a whole long ways that way. All right, let's see if they will kindly let us in. Okay, we made it past security. It was an absolute breeze and they let us in early. They actually didn't check for like arrival times at all. So that's something good for you guys to know, but just note that it might not always be the case. You know, you might get here and they might be really strict about it. That was just our experience, but we're really lucky that we were able to get in early because our arrival time wasn't until 1:30 and it is going on 10:45 right now. So we're here a little early, but anyways, this terminal's nice. Like when they said that it felt like an airport terminal, it really does feel like an airport terminal. It's just a massive building, and it's split down the middle with MSC on one side and Royal Caribbean on the other. You can see that they're holding us right now. They haven't started quite boarding yet. Again, it is only 10:45 right now, so we still have a little while to wait, but I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to be inside the building. We've been up since really early, and Coda had a late night at work last night. So we got up at like 4:30 this morning and I drove the whole way from Tampa. It was like a 4-hour drive. It wasn't too terrible,
I
but
slept.
I bought her coffee and I let her sleep. I'm ready to get on board. I'm ready for this one. And in case you guys are curious, security is beyond that wall. We came in this way. You board over here, and at the very back of the room, there are restrooms. There's some over here, as well as vending machines. All right, that was not a long wait at all. Current time is just after 10:50, and we are heading on board. Okay, so just for a frame of reference, this is the MSC World America. Freedom of the Seas is down there. Look at how long this terminal is. So yeah, you are very easily able to board 2 ships from here. Okay, that last check was a little bit of a cluster. They kind of just started letting everybody in all at once, and everybody congregated in one area, and we had to merge into like 4 separate lines. But we got through it. It's fine. We're now making the an okay-ish walk over to the ship right now. You can see there is a moving walkway next to us, so in case that's something you're interested in, you can use. But let's take a look at the ship. But yeah, take a look at that. It says Freedom of the Seas over here, and right up there, it's like the old Freedom logo. And of course, before you get on the ship, they have the photo backdrops available in case you guys want a photo. All right, we're doing it.
Oh, this is nice. You don't get rained on.
Yeah. And welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen, to Freedom of the Seas. So I wanted to take this opportunity to film the main dining room here on Freedom of the Seas because we are probably not going to be in here much at all on this cruise. We'll explain why in just a little bit, but you can see it is 3 decks tall. This is the main deck right here. I have no idea what deck we're on actually, but anyways, we have the main floor over here, and then we have a couple more over here. Very pretty. I love the giant chandelier that is over here in the center. And is that Isaac Newton back there? It looks like Isaac Newton, and I don't know who these other guys are, but I know Newton because he's holding an apple. Still, very cool. All right, we have made it on board, and we have taken care of our dining reservations, which is the first thing that I wanted to take care of. We do have the unlimited dining package for this cruise. It's something that we've never tried before. It's something that we've always wanted to try, so we figured we would go ahead and give it a shot now while we were on this cruise and let you guys know if it's worth it or not. But I need to find my wife. There she is. Hi. Okay, so before we do anything else, we do need to make our way over to our muster station. We're currently on deck 4 right now, and that's where the promenade deck is. So let's go ahead and walk through Playmakers and get to the opposite side of the ship, because we know our muster drill is at the very front, and we're at the aft right now. Okay, so far, I'm kind of liking the layout of this Playmakers a lot more than the one on Star. Oh, look at that. You can look up into the Royal Promenade up there. That's on 5. That's really interesting. And then the Casino Royale is over here on the opposite end. So this is going to be the only time I'm going to be able to show you the casino because it is closed. Once it opens for the day, we're not going to be able to film. There's one game in particular that I am looking for. It's a game that I fell in love with when I was on Star of the Seas, and we found it when we were in Vegas, but I'm not entirely sure if it's something that they would have on any of the older ships. It's possible, but I don't know. I see a lot of buffalo though, so don't you guys, well actually this isn't even buffalo. Buffalo is on the opposite side. I'm not seeing my game.
I saw the piggy game.
You saw the piggy game?
Yeah.
Well, at least you're happy about that. I don't know if this is the non-smoking side or the regular one, because this casino is pretty small.
I mean, compared to the Star, it's going to be small.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But still, I expected it to be just a little bit bigger. Walking by the schooner bar over here. Very interesting. So like, what is the theme of this ship? Because a lot of these guys are in the main dining room. So like, I need to know who they are and what they did. So what kind of criminal are you? What did you do?
I'll never tell.
Because literally at every point where they've needed to scan our stuff, you've gotten the brr, brr, like the not so good noise. So we're gonna head on over to guest services now. We're gonna see what's going on because we don't need this to be a running problem. So while we're exploring the ship, Coda is checking every nook and cranny because they did say that they were gonna be hiding ducks themselves.
Special birthday ducks.
Special birthday ducks. They're not just any duck. But take a look at this. Look at this Royal Promenade. I love it. And look at all these rooms over here. These are all staterooms. Holy cow. So they are sold as like promenade view interior rooms, but this is awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, how adorable is this? They have 2 giant teddy bears in this car. Don't ask me what type of car it is, I have no idea, but it's still very cute. Okay, we have taken care of what we needed to take care of at guest services. Now it's time to find some food. The problem is, where do we go? Babe, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
You have options.
I do.
I'll leave it up to you.
Deck 11.
Deck 11?
There's things on 11.
You'll find more over there?
Yep.
Okay, let's go to deck 11. All right, made it up to deck 11. You can see we have a splash pad over here, which is really cool, but we don't want to have anything too heavy before our dinner tonight at Chops. So I think what we're gonna do is head on over to El Loco Fresh. All right, so why are you practically crying of laughter?
Because I'm stupid. Anyway.
Okay.
Guys, what type of lettuce do you think this is?
It says lettuce, but go ahead, explain.
So lettuce, what type of lettuce? It's iceberg.
There's pieces of ice in the lettuce. It does. But she's been holding that joke in for like a couple minutes.
I'm so stupid, it's so funny.
Okay, so we ended up making our way into Windjammer because we weren't about to sit outside. It's a little too hot out there, but...
And rainy.
It is a little rainy. We have our food. We have our bowls from El Loco Fresh. Well, I mean, I made myself a bowl-ish. I just threw a bunch of stuff in. I'm gonna mix it all together and it's gonna be really good, I promise you. Coda made some tacos, and we have a burrito.
I'm gonna try the burrito.
All in all, not bad. Go ahead and give it a try. If you don't like it, it's your fault. 10 out of 10. Can never go wrong with a burrito.
Taco.
Or a taco, yeah. Ooh-wee. I don't know how well you guys can see it in the camera, but it is a pouring outside. Holy moly. But you guys know what they say. A rainy embarkation day means clear skies the rest of the sailing. Hopefully. At least that's what Brian and Carrie say. If that ends up not being true, I'll blame them. But, oh, my goodness. Like, you can see the Miami skyline off over here, and then it's just nothing, and then more sky. So it's just this right here. Oh, Lord. So we've been hanging out here in the buffet on Freedom of the Seas, and I was kind of walking around and getting a feel for the buffet, and it got me thinking, how old is this ship compared to Jewel of the Seas? Because as of right now, Jewel of the Seas is the only smaller royal ship that we have to go off of, if that makes any sense, because we sailed on Allure for the first time, then we went to Jewel, then to Star, and now here. And looking back at Jewel of the Seas, their buffet had a more nautical vibe, but it definitely felt a lot older than what we have here on Freedom. So I did some research. Freedom of the Seas launched in 2006, whereas Jewel launched in 2004. So this ship is only 2 years younger than Freedom of the Seas, and the overall vibe and aesthetic of the ship is completely different, which is wild. I mean, granted, Freedom and Jewel are two completely different classes of ship, where this one has a Royal Promenade, for example. But still, it's crazy. But by no means is that a complaint, because right now, I love the vibes and the aesthetics of the buffet. It's really nice. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's got plenty of space in here. I love all the white tones and the beiges and the colors that are on the floor. It's really nice. Some might call it a little generic, and I can see that. But for me, it's perfect, and it's really nice. Hi.
Hi.
What you got there?
Dessert.
Dessert?
Plural.
Care to, plural, care to explain what you got?
This one said creme brulee. Curious. Coconut cream puff, chocolate bar, apple pound cake. There were more words besides apricot and pistachio, but that's all I remember off the cart.
Mm-hmm. So you're just kind of trying them all?
Yeah.
They look good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the upselling that they do on Royal Caribbean, and something that I'm not really that big of a fan of. So I already let you guys know that we have the dining package. So we're going to be eating at a specialty restaurant every night of this cruise, which is awesome. I'm very much so looking forward to it. Something that I'm not that big of a fan that Royal does is that they try to upsell you once you're on the ship. And I get it, because the specialty restaurants and the beverage packages, that is how they make a lot of their money. Because, you know, obviously their cruises are not as expensive as Disney or other cruise lines. So they got to make some more of their money elsewhere. And that's how they do it. But they try and upsell you while you're sitting down eating or while you're walking through the cruise ship, you know. And I don't know, me personally, I'm the type of person who doesn't really like having someone come up to me and be like, hey, can I interest you in this? Can I interest you in that? Because it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be no thank you. And I understand why they do it, because for every 10 no's that you get, you'll get a yes, and you can, you know, make some more money off of that individual. You look like you're about to say something.
We only usually get approached in Windjammer about drink packages. So I think the reason we were approached about the dining, and if we book specialty dining, is we have Chops and Giovanni's right here. So they're just kind of hanging out. When there aren't people at the host stand, it looks like that's when they're roaming. And like they're only staying in this small section. So it looks like if you're sitting right here, right by Giovanni's, that's when you're going to get approached. Mm-hmm. That's also good to know. Like, even if you tried to book any of the specialty dinings on the app or on the website prior to your sailing and you can't get in for the days that you want, embarkation day, when you get on board, just find somebody in specialty dining, and usually there are reservations available that you may not have seen on the app.
And yeah, that is a great point. If you are looking to book your specialty dining, there are locations all over the ship where they're able to help you out. Specifically, the main dining room, that was the first area we came across, and that's where we went first to handle our specialty dining reservations. Because, yeah, we did have some issues booking the last 2 days of our sailing specialty dining at home. So when we got on board, they were able to do that absolutely no problem at all. Obviously, the earlier you get on the ship, the better availability there's going to be for the specialty dinings, because they do sell out. But it's still really good to know. But as far as the upselling is concerned, not the biggest fan of it. I do understand why they do it. My hands were full as we were walking in, so I couldn't show you, but take a look at that. They have a bunch of cupcakes over here as they are celebrating Royal Caribbean's birthday. Okay, so we made our way up to deck 14. We were on deck 11 at the Windjammer. Now we're over here on 14, and we're in, I don't know what you call this little piece of the ship. I call it like the observation lounge, because it's one of the highest parts of the ship and it's got glass windows that go all the way around. But this venue was one of my favorites on Jewel of the Seas, and I'm so happy that they have it over here on Freedom of the Seas. But this particular venue is called Olive or Twist. And as I read that out loud, I was like, oh, this is a play on the name Oliver Twist. And at first I was like, oh, Oliver Twist is the name of an author. No, Oliver Twist is what, babe? Oliver Twist is actually a character that Charles Dickens had in one of his stories, which is really interesting. I don't know the story behind Oliver Twist or anything like that, but like, I'm gonna try and figure out what the theme of this ship is overall, because in the main dining room we had Isaac Newton. It was probably Apollo and Socrates down there too. There were some older looking guys that I know were smart up here, unlike me. And Oliver Twist is another like reference to something. So I promise you guys, I'm gonna figure it out. But it's still really cool. This is one of my favorite parts about Embarkation Day, especially on a brand new ship, is just the exploration and figuring things out and finding where things are and learning the story and lore of the ship. It's all really cool. But this venue right here is awesome. I can definitely picture us being here on a sea day, just chilling, Coda doing her old lady activities, me editing a video or something, and just vibing because it looks awesome. Can you give me the cliff notes of what you just read?
So Oliver Twist is Charles Dickens' second book, published in 1838, basically about an orphan who escaped some, like, what did it say, like work warehouse, and ended up in a gang of thieves in Victorian London.
Okay, so as soon as I heard the name Oliver Twist, what immediately popped into my head for some reason was, please sir, can I have some more? Is that? You know what I'm talking about too, right?
Oh no, is it? It says it was, I think it said it was adapted into a movie.
I'm 99% sure it was, and I think that's what I'm thinking about. Because for whatever reason, that's what popped into my head immediately.
Film of the same name in 1948, and a musical called Oliver.
That's what it is.
And Disney's...
Disney? What?
Disney's 1988 animated feature Oliver and Company.
I thought the word Fagin sounded very familiar.
I immediately pictured Oliver and Company when I read Fagin, and then I was like, no.
Wait, so Oliver and Company is related to
It's
Oliver?
an adaptation
What?
of Oliver Twist.
I did not know that.
Granted, Disney did a lot of adaptations from like the Grimm brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've ever seen Into the Woods, that's a more accurate representation of the books themselves than the Disney movies.
Now, see, I was thinking of the movie Brothers Grimm, which is a very different type of movie than Into the Woods. But I guess that works as well. But, I had no idea Oliver and Company was an adaptation of that.
We learned something today.
I just heard the gentleman say staterooms are open. Let's go!
Nap time.
I know, right? All right, staterooms are open. Let's make our way all the way forward to 7553. Okay, we have made it to our room 7553. This is an interior stateroom on Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas. This was assigned to us. Also, I want to point out, we have our bags. It appears they were precipitated on, though, because the front side of this bag is completely soaked and drenched, and this side is completely drenched as well. So hopefully everything inside is still relatively dry. We'll see. But first, let's go ahead and check out the room.
Okay.
Wait, is this a promenade view?
Let's find out.
Wait, are we sure this is our room?
It opened. I can see Sorrento's. Throw me a piece.
Oh my gosh. Wait. I had no idea this was a promenade view.
When I looked at the deck plan to see where our room was, like, it didn't occur to me to think of where the promenade was.
Yeah.
I just saw we were in an interior room.
Yeah.
An interior hallway.
I thought it was a regular interior room, but no, this is a promenade view. Holy cow. Okay, let's go ahead and put our stuff down and do a room tour.
And you asked how loud these rooms get.
I know.
We're going to find out.
We're about to find out. Okay, let's go ahead and do a proper stateroom tour of room 7553. This is apparently a promenade view interior room on Freedom of the Seas. So as soon as we walk inside, we have our bathroom over here, and we have a couple of hooks over here, which is awesome and very much so appreciated. Yes, babe?
Is it racist that our TV is preset to Spanish?
Excuse me? Hola, Vasquez! Hey, yo! Royal, you saw the name Vasquez twice, and you're like, these guys must speak Spanish. I hope you're ready for a lifetime of that.
Me gusta tacos.
You married me. Oh my god. Well, we'll get someone to fix that, or we'll figure it out ourselves. Either way.
I can figure it out. That's our settings.
You know enough Spanish to get by.
Eventually it'll say English, and I click that button.
Yep, there you go. Or no, it'll say Inglés.
Oh, yes. It's an I, not me.
All right, let's check out the bathroom. Okay, decent sized bathroom, nothing too crazy. It's about average. We have counter space over here. We have our little towels. We have a couple of cups over here, our Salt and Breeze. We have our mirror, a couple of bath towels with a little dangly thingy. We have our other medium-sized towels, toilet, and then we have our Beam Me Up Scotty shower. There you go. Nothing too crazy. I'll have Kodo show me in here in just a little bit in case you guys are curious to see how a big guy fits in here. On the opposite side, we have our closet space. Ooh, we got some shelves over here. We have a couple of hanger racks that do retract. You can pop these up over here in case you guys want to put your suitcases over here and then just hang your clothes over here. Holy mother of hangers. Good Lord. That's a lot of hangers. We also have a safe over here, which is always appreciated. And moving on into the rest of the room, we have our bed over here. Pretty decent size, enough for Coda and I to spread out and starfish adequately. We have our phone over here. No outlet on this side. Is there an outlet underneath? Whoop. I don't see an outlet underneath, so that's interesting. We also have a drawer over here for any other things you might want to keep. On the opposite side, we have our TV over here, which is a decent size. I absolutely love it. The white balance is going crazy, but we have some more storage shelves over here, which is awesome. This is a connecting room, so there is a door right here, so we need to be careful with how loud we are. We have some more storage over here. A desk, plenty of space to spread out and work in case you need to. Chair, we have a wastebasket right there. I know to look at mirrors, where there's some more storage space back here. Yep. With Royal, you always have to look at the mirrors, and I think there's another one over here. Some sneaky storage space.
Don't forget your stuff that's in there.
Yep. We have our international plug over there, and then we have two regular outlets over here. And then there's this announcement channel off or on. We have no idea what that is. And then I don't know what that is. I think those are just
like
ports. Yeah, those are just regular ports.
Because, yeah, do we have an in-room phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the other side of the bed?
Yep.
Oh, I can't see it.
And then down here, we have our mini fridge or cooler, however you want to say it.
Choose
Yeah.
not frozen. This is a cooler, not a refrigerator.
There you go. It's enough for me to put my medication in there and keep it cool. And then we have our Coda on the bench.
Not included.
Yeah, Coda not included. And then let's take a look at our view of the promenade. Very interesting. So we are more forward. We have a view of Sorrento's, which is awesome. We can have people throw us up some pizza. Ooh, look, a disco ball. That's going to be utilized later.
Is there a 70s night? There's a night.
There is a night. We've got 5 nights. And then we have our chair over here, which doesn't pull out into a bed or anything, but it can be used for just chilling. And there's no outlets on this side of the bed either, which is very unfortunate. So in case any of you bigger guys out there are curious how you would fit in the shower, just for a frame of reference, I'm 5 foot 5 inches. I currently weigh 270 pounds. Let's go ahead and hop inside. So as you can see, it is a little tight, not gonna lie. I do have a wider build, so like I do have part of me that's hitting this, and if I am gonna rinse my non-existent hair, I'm gonna be hitting the sides over here, so it's gonna be a little bit of a tight squeeze. Let's close this one actually, so that way you guys can see. I mean, put my hands up like this, like I'm going through a body scanner at the airport to like wash my head. It's not terrible. You know, you'll just have to be careful with what you're doing with your arms, but it's doable. Worst case scenario, again, I say this on a lot of cruises, there are alternative showers in the spa. At least that's how it is on Disney. I don't know how it is on Royal. Remind me to check on that in the middle of the cruise to see if the showers are available. Yeah, in the spa gym. You know what I mean. And I'll let you guys know.
Here, let me back out so we can see more of your body.
Yes.
Scoot, beep, beep. It's at a weird angle, but like, spin.
Oh, they're probably noticing this.
Yeah, he missed the spot while shaving because I wasn't home. Do you see it? Can you see the fuzz there?
Every time I shave my head, I always have Coda do a spot check on me, and she was gone last night, so I couldn't have her spot check me, and she pointed it out today. So, yeah, I have a nice little patch of fur right here.
Haha.
I guess I gotta live with that for right now. Okay, let's go ahead and check up on our things, because this bag is very, very wet. And this isn't like condensation wet, this is like rain wet. Okay, so thank goodness everything inside appears to be dry, which is fantastic. I love these level 8 cases. They're not sponsoring this particular video, but almost all of our bags are level 8 cases, and they did a fantastic job at keeping things dry. Like even my shirts over here that were right on the edge are dry. So love that, fantastic. But the first thing we need to do is plug this in to the little sockets. We have these on our Amazon store, by the way, in case you guys are wanting to pick some up for yourself. It's a great way to add some more power to your room, so that way in case you only have like one outlet, heaven forbid, you can add another one. And then we can come over here and plug in our cruise fan. Get some more air in the room and cool it down. Another thing that we have on our Amazon storefront that we love to bring on cruises is this Anchor power bank. It's not really a power bank, it's more like a USB hub. So you can just plug it in and you have like, what, 6 USBs that you can use to charge your devices. So you guys know I like to do a dust test, and I went on that top shelf over there, and it's not the best. I mean, I've definitely seen worse, but yeah, that do be a little unfortunate. Let's come over here. Okay, so I did up there just a little bit, and yeah, it do be dusty. So there's that. Not the cleanest of ships, but it's fine. I'm not even done unpacking yet. Look at this one. I was the one who had to drive.
You gotta be quicker than that.
I know, right? It's okay. As soon as I finish unpacking, I'll be in there and we'll take a quick 1-hour nap. So guys, before I forget while I am unpacking, if you guys are enjoying any bit of today's video so far, then please help us out by leaving a like on the video. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future and the rest of the videos in this Freedom of the Seas series, then please consider subscribing to the channel by scanning the QR code on screen now if you guys are on TV. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you guys be a part of this journey. Also, if you want to support the channel just a little bit extra, we do have our Patreons and channel memberships. Both come with their own unique benefits, and you get early and ad-free access to videos like this one. No matter what you guys decide to do, I just appreciate you guys being here, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video so far. Alright, we have successfully unpacked all of our suitcases. They are in the closet over there. Everything is put away. Now it is time to take a brief 1-hour nap. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're back. So what was supposed to be a 1-hour nap ended up turning into about an hour and a half. We got up closer to about 3:30, and it's actually going on 4 o'clock right now. But we are up. We are feeling, I don't know about you, a little bit more rejuvenized, and I'm ready to conquer the rest of the day. We're just kind of observing the Royal Promenade right now, and it's so different compared to what we're used to seeing either on Star or Allure of the Seas, because Jewel didn't have a Royal Promenade. It's so much more compact. It's so interesting. And you know, when we first got on, I was talking about how much noise you could possibly hear from inside the room. Nothing. Like, the only thing you get is like bass, and that's really about it. And even then, it's not that bad. Like, I didn't hear much at all. And thank gosh we also have the fan that also creates a bunch of white noise. So it's honestly not bad at all. And I am honestly really impressed with this Royal Promenade. It looks kind of nice. It's a little compact. I'm sure there's still a lot more to explore. We still have all the shops to see, and then there's Sorrento's down here as well. Our time exploring the ship is just now getting started, but we are getting close to sail away. All aboard is at 4 o'clock, and I think the sail away party starts at 4:15. So we're gonna head on upstairs. We're gonna walk around for a little bit, maybe grab ourselves our first pina colada of the cruise, you know, start the cruise off right with tradition, and then just get the rest of the night started. We're here to have a blast, and I am so happy to be on board Freedom of the Seas. Okay, babe, so can we talk about this for a second? What does this look like to you? What does this remind you of?
Shower wall.
Thank you. Why does this look like a shower wall? Like, any of you men out there, you know your ladies, they pull off their hair and they stick it to the wall and it's all wet and squiggly and junk. What? I'm very confused. What were they going for with this?
We would like to thank you for your cooperation in completing your guest safety briefing.
That's my card.
We have a few more final safety points we must cover. Following this announcement, the emergency signal will sound.
It's the sound of our people.
International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea.
So we made it back up to deck 11 forward, and we actually ended up inside the solarium. I completely forgot that this was a thing, to be honest with you. I don't think this is like an enclosed space, and no, it's definitely not. That's all outdoors over here, but this is going to be your 16 and over space on board. As you can see, people are chilling in the water. Everyone's vibing out here, which is awesome. We have a hot tub right over there, which is really cool. It kind of looks over, hey, it kind of looks over the water over here, which is really cool. I think there's one on the other side as well. Not bad at all. So we made it up to deck 12. We're looking at deck 11 right now. This is the main pool area. So you can see we have two main pools over here, and they do appear to be saltwater. We have a hot tub over here. We have two hot tubs over there. And I do believe that is it. And then we have the splash pad on the other side, which we showed you guys a little bit earlier, but we'll show you a little bit more later. Not bad. This is a pretty decent sized pool area, and I love the fact that there is a stage here in the center for whatever it is they want to do party-wise over here on the top deck, which is awesome. You can see they have a couple of loungers with the butts in the water, which is really nice. I love this a lot. This is really nice. It looks like we still have a little while to go. They are still actively loading luggage right now. Good Lord. To be fair though, traffic was pretty gnarly getting into the port today, so I mean, it makes sense.
And we dropped off our luggage over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're totally right. We dropped off our luggage all the way the heck down there. All right, pina coladas have been secured. The cruise can officially begin. Clink. Bartender was a little heavy on the pour, but I'm not complaining at all. And with that, we are finally pushing away from the dock and heading on out of here. Time to get the vacation started. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed or how much it's coming up on the camera, but it is windy. Like, I can't remember the last time we had a sail away this windy. And both Code and I were getting a little nervous because, I mean, we don't have anywhere to be fast because we're going to Coco tomorrow, which is like right here off the coast of Miami. So like we're going slow in the ocean and it's rocky. We're gonna be feeling it. Plus you add wind on top of that. We're gonna be in for an interesting night.
Yeah, it's okay. We got our sea bands.
We do. Do we? You packed those?
I did.
Oh, look at you. Oh dear. It's fine. We're fine.
Sorry, let us get through chops and then we can go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let us get through that. Oh my gosh, that is a gorgeous rainbow. Holy moly. So we just got off of Star of the Seas a couple of weeks ago, and it is absolutely wild to see the difference between the amount of smoke and pollution that is created by some of these older ships versus Star of the Seas, where there's hardly anything at all. It is insane. I hope that these older ships can get updated somehow to burn cleaner fuel, because it looks gross just, you know, looking at it from a distance, and that's why I kind of enjoy the newer ships more, because they emit a lot less pollution. Okay, sail away was awesome. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed our time upstairs. Now we're back in the room and it is time to change for dinner. Tonight we have Chops. This is the first specialty dining restaurant of our unlimited dining package. So let's go ahead and get changed and head on over there. Okay, time for dinner at Chops Grill. To get there, we gotta go through the Windjammer. All right, we of course had to washy first. Now let's head on inside Chops Grill. All right, we have made it inside Chops Grill, but I just want to point out, look at how much it's raining outside. Oh my gosh. I don't know how well you guys can see that. There you go, that might be better. Oh my goodness. It is a storming out there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. For starters, you can have a shrimp cocktail, crab cake, tuna tartare. The peppered bacon is really good. You also have a wild mushroom soup, goat cheese salad, carpaccio, an ice wedge salad, a lobster bisque, and a Caesar salad. We have our different hand-cut steaks over here, filet, petite filet, bone and ribeye, and a New York strip. And then we have our different entree options, including roasted chicken, Atlantic salmon, jumbo shrimp, rack of lamb, grilled branzino, and a half-pound Maine lobster for an added charge. And then, of course, we have our shareable sides. You guys can go ahead and pause to read. Of course, to start, we have our bread service with assorted bread rolls and butter. For the first appetizer course, Coda and I both opted for the mushroom soup. Okay, so can any mushroom soup connoisseurs out there fill me in? Is it just me, or are all mushroom soups like a little bit oily? I don't know if it's just me or just the last couple of soups that I got. Like, this mushroom soup is good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. It's got truffle oil in it, and it is amazing. But it just seems like a hint too oily for me. Like, I'm not finishing it because of my injections. I still can't, like, eat a whole lot, and I want to save room for the other courses. So it's good. But I just need to know if I'm the only one who, like, notices it's oily, or if that's just the last couple of soups that I had, because the last soup I had on Disney Cruise Line was really oily. I don't know. You guys let me know. Is that how it's supposed to be?
I'm done. Are you done with the bread?
Yes. Okay, lighting in here is a little wonky, but it's fine.
I got the one, it's
I know.
my eyeballs.
We have our steaks. Coda got the ribeye. And I opted for something a little different. I wanted to try the New York strip, so that's what I got. Thank you so much. So, how's your cruise so far?
I'm texting my mom if she can come get me.
Mom, I'm scared. So yeah, there is lightning outside, and it is like hitting fairly close to the ship. Like, it is a flash, maybe 1, 2, and then bang that we're hearing. That is nuts. We've never had a storm like this on a cruise before. I mean, there's a first time for everything, you know, and it's good to showcase, you know, what things are like on a cruise ship in the middle of a storm. So, I mean, Yeah, it's a little sketchy outside right now. Coda looks like she's about to poop her pants, but it's fine.
It's fine. They have lava cake. It's fine. Everything's fine. My last meal is lava cake. It's fine.
All right, we have concluded our dinner. Now let's take a look at the dessert menu. We have a key lime pie, a warm chocolate cake, New York cheesecake, a warm apple pie a la mode, a red velvet cake, and assorted ice creams and sorbets. We do have some coffees over here that will cost extra. Okay, babe. This has got to be the saddest looking lava cake I've ever seen.
Have you seen the one from Domino's though?
Okay, I'm talking about on a cruise ship. I'm not talking about no Domino's.
I bet you it still tastes good though.
Go ahead and pop it open. Let's see what we got.
Squishy.
Okay, it do be lava-y.
No, it doesn't say lava cake. It's just a warm chocolate cake.
Okay, well, you know what? I guess when you put it that way, you are right. It does.
Can I get this? What was that?
Don't push it. And I opted for the New York cheesecake. And the best part is that as soon as we leave Chops, we're right here in Windjammer. So in case you wanted a second dessert or you wanted a little bit more food, you could just come right over here. So here's the fun part about cruising is that you don't need a drink package to feel what it's like to be drunk, because you can be in the very back of the ship and you're just doing this the whole time. You're not walking straight, you're stumbling. You're everything short of slurred speech. I was telling Coda that we made a mistake. They have fried chicken over here in the Windjammer and corn dogs. Oh man, we missed out. And they have crab cakes. All right, we have made it back down to deck 5. We are here in the Royal Promenade. Time to do some shopping. We are in the aft of the ship, I believe. Yeah, we're in the aft of the ship. Let's take a look at this. Yep, we are currently right here. And we need to go to the Royal shops over here. So let's go ahead and continue on down. All right, so let's head on inside the logo souvenir shop for our ship model. That's not a ship model. Model. There you go. That works. So we did find the spirit jerseys, and they're exactly like the ones that we got on Allure. You can see it says Freedom of the Seas. The only problem is that it doesn't have the Crown and Anchor logo on the front. It needs something.
See, now, I did find that puffy heat transfer vinyl exists for Cricket, and I have a Cricket. Would it be wrong to add my own Crown and Anchor?
I don't think so. I think it's encouraged, actually. Make your spirit jerseys a little more unique. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what our t-shirt options are. We have like a blueprint looking one. We have a green Freedom of the we have a green Freedom of the Seas shirt that I kind of like with some statistics. We have a white one over here. A little bit of a gray one that looks very similar to the Carnival one that I have. We have a nice blue one over here with Freedom and the sunset. We have another blueprint. I can't talk today. We have another blueprint looking one. And then we have an orange one. Decisions. It also says 2 for $40 or 3 for $50. And of course, t-shirts aren't the only thing that they have here. We also have a selection of different hats. We have different Royal Caribbean Crown and Anchor branded sweaters. We have some sweatpants and more hoodies over here. A bunch more hoodies over here. A lot of them say Freedom of the Seas, which is really nice. We even have a backpack over here. If we come on down to the opposite side of the store, you can see a picture of laser tag. We're going to be attempting that, I think maybe tomorrow? I don't know.
Yeah, you might.
We also have our messy shirts that you can find on Icon class ships. They also have it here, which is awesome. And then we have our, like, what are these? Moisture wicking shirts. These are like your swim shirts. Yeah, it says, oh, it doesn't say anything on the back. It just has the Crown and Anchor logo on it, which is very interesting. Oh, wait, here we go. It just says Royal Caribbean on the back. And here we are, guys, the item that I crave the most. The Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas ship model. Take a look at that. Heck yes, we're picking it up for $54.95 plus my gold discount. I also want to point out these pins that they have over here. Take a look at that. They have the Ultimate Abyss slide over here. They have a Freedom of the Seas Crown and Anchor. What is that? That's the Flow Rider. That's really cool. It says go with the flow. We have a couple more Crown and Anchor stuff. There's a little porthole keychain that opens up into something. I really like the directional signage here on the Royal Promenade. You can see we have Star Lounge and Theater, Studio B dining rooms, and it also shows the ship and which way's forward, which way's aft. You see, something that I love about a lot of Royal Caribbean ships is that you can see from any deck to about any deck, if that makes any sense. So like, I'm on deck 5 right now. We can look down onto deck 3. I love being able to see down there, and I love being able to look up and see the other decks over here, if that makes any sense. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. Guinness World Records certificate. The world record for the largest passenger liner cruise ship was achieved by Freedom of the Seas. The ship has a passenger capacity of 4,370 guests and was launched from Southampton, UK on May 1st of 2006. So at one point in its history, this was the world's largest cruise ship. Unbelievable. It is wild how times have changed. So here's something interesting about this Royal Promenade. They have this like diver person here in the center, which is really interesting. Like, look, it looks like she just dove into a pool and she's coming on down over here. That's so interesting. I love that. Also, I want to point out the non-smoking casino is up here on deck 5 connected to the Royal Promenade. So I know some of you guys are probably curious about our situation last night and what we heard. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right at about midnight, 12:30-ish, they actually turn off all the lights in the Royal Promenade. Well, most of the lights. Like, all the ground level lighting is still on, but all the lights that are like up here, they turn off. So that way it minimizes the light pollution coming into the rooms, and there's no sound at all. So that's really good. And as of right now, I have no idea what's going on down there right now. I mean, it's empty, but we hear nothing. So that's fantastic that they're able to do that. Now, I am very curious to see what the noise pollution is like when there's like a party going on or a band playing. So we need to come back to the room whenever we do see that and let you guys know. But so far, I'm impressed. All right, let's start the day off by having some lunch at the Windjammer. Let's see, we have some potatoes, gravy, we have some fish fillet, some rice, vegetables, chili chicken, Alfredo sauce, and pasta. We have some different soups over here, including Italian wedding soup and cream of vegetables. Let's see, we have more mashed potatoes, we have Cuban sandwiches and Philly cheesesteaks. A lot of this is what you can actually find on Coco, which is very interesting. We have some pan-seared filet, some mixed vegetables, some more pasta. Let's see what we got on the other side. We have our Indian section over here, which looks really good. We also have some Indian crackers and some sweet chili chicken. And then over here, they have taco stuff. So yeah, basically a lot of the same things that you can find on Coco Cay at the Chill Grill, they have over here, which is good. All right, lunch has been served. I got a little bit of everything. Actually, let me not say that. I hate it when people say that and they get like 5 things. So I got a couple of things here. I have some mushroom curry, some rice, some fish curry. I have a Philly cheesesteak. I have some of the lemon chicken and mac and cheese. Coda opted to make her own little burrito bowl, and it looks like she has some chips over here as well. Thank you, baby.
Nachos, but so my chips don't get soggy.
Oh, I see what you mean. Big brain, because yeah, we don't like soggy chips around here. One thing that I absolutely love about this Windjammer on Freedom of the Seas are these massive windows just all the way around the perimeter of the Windjammer. It's floor-to-ceiling windows, and it is perfect. It lets in so much natural light. There's something about natural light that makes you feel good, especially in the morning. There are, of course, times where I'm like, no, sunlight, get away from me. I want to be a vampire. But when you're like on a cruise or something, natural light like this is perfect. I love it. So I haven't mentioned it yet, but we are docked here at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We are not getting off the ship today. We've already covered Coco Cay quite a bit over the last couple weeks, so we felt comfortable just staying on board. But I just want to bring your attention to the wall of water that is quickly approaching the island right now. Good Lord. You can see we have Norwegian's Great Stirrup Cay right over here that is quickly getting enveloped by the rain. and you can see all the paddle boarders. I don't know how well you can see them. I'll pull out my phone. You can see all the paddle boarders making their way back, or no, those are kayakers. They're making their way back as quickly as they can to the island. All right, this is something that we have to test on all cruise ships, whether or not the ice cream is more ice or cream, because you guys probably know the difference between a creamy ice cream and one that's more icy. All right, here is our ice cream. It's looking good. I will say, Coda's is looking more creamy, mine is looking more icy, but we'll see. The betrayal. So right now we're on deck 12 and we're looking at deck 11, and this is a closer look at Splashaway Bay. This is the kids splash pad area, complete with a couple of water slides and a water bucket. We have a couple of other sprinkler type things, and they even have 2 hot tubs over here, which is awesome, and like a little wading pool. Oh, and also we are docked next to Utopia of the Seas. We were docked next to her not too long ago when we were sailing on Star of the Seas, and you can kind of get a size comparison between an Oasis class ship and a Freedom class ship. Honestly, not too bad. You know, I expected us to be a little bit smaller, but no, we are almost as tall as them. So just to give you a little bit of a comparison. So I think here's a better look at the size comparison. You can see this is our Lido deck over here, and their Lido deck is right there. Maybe like 2 decks above where we are. Not too terrible. I will say it is good to see that on some parts of the ship they are doing touch-up paint work to keep things looking fresh. Some parts of the ship definitely look better than others, but we'll get more into that in our final review of Freedom of the Seas. So we're trying to make our way towards the very aft of the ship, and we actually stumbled across Adventure Ocean. This is going to be the entrance to all of your children's programming and like the daycare type thing. And they have a little bit of a rainbow tunnel. They're very reminiscent of what you can find on like the Dream and the Fantasy. You good? In case you guys don't understand, she's activating her star power. Wow, so there's a play place in here. There's no kids in there right now, but there's like a little play area. A little crab in there too. That's cool. Babe, what'd you say?
I'll go play, but there's an adult.
You want to play, but there's an adult?
Yeah, I'm going to the arcade. Am I allowed?
I mean, yeah. Oh, they have a duck machine. It's not just ducks either. They got a lot going on in here. Holy moly. So we found a little game of soccer. We got to scoot up a little bit more.
Table soccer.
So that way the ball doesn't escape. Hold up. Yeah, okay.
You remember Buzz's Astro Blasters?
Buzz's, oh yeah. Very reminiscent of that if you guys ever went to Disney Quest.
I own an Astro Blaster ball.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 purchase. Gator skin. It's a dodgeball, so I could throw it at somebody.
Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt.
Probably would. Yeah.
Whoa! It's not like air hockey where I could just ping ping, you know?
Yeah.
So you just gotta like, We're both kind of short.
Dribble, dribble, dribble,
Yeah.
dribble,
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 dribble, dribble.
dribble,
Dribble.
What
Come
does it say? Super soccer.
Oh, so yay! Golazo!
Oh, we're messing up the carpet.
Oh no, the carpet. That was already messed up when we got here. Whoop. Okay, you were just trying to distract me, I see.
Why?
Your deceptive ways are
Witch!
no...
Witch!
Yeah, exactly. Witch! Oh. Call me Vazzy. I know that's hockey, but still. I got this.
I need to stop
Whoa! Oh no.
Okay, what if I don't know what I'm doing? Ah! Well, hello.
Dink. And take a look at what we found. Just outside of the arcade area, we found Johnny Rockets. Now, we've never actually had Johnny Rockets before. I mean, let me clarify, I've never had Johnny Rockets before in any way, shape, or form. So we'll definitely be trying it on this cruise, and apparently it's included in our deluxe dining package. So yeah, we'll definitely be trying this out on a sea day. Unfortunately, it doesn't open for lunch until 2 o'clock today, so otherwise we would have definitely come out here. But take a look at some of the menu items over here. We have our different starters, different sandwiches. We have burgers, beverages, and milkshakes. So traditionally, if there were kids in here, you wouldn't be allowed to take any pictures or video, but here's a look at one of the other children's programming rooms. I have no idea what the age range for this one is. It's called the Workshop, but still, it's very interesting. You can see they have like a foosball table in there. They have like a bunch of arts and crafts tables. Looks really cool. Here we are. We've made it to the very back of the ship, and take a look at that. We found the Flow Rider. It's not operational at the moment because the ship is partially empty, so they're gonna wait until a little bit later on to actually turn it on. But we have our storm slides over here. There are 2 separate body slides that you can see people are lining up and waiting for, so that's really cool. Further on down this way, we have a rock wall. Let's go ahead and check it out. Ooh, and take a look at this, guys. In addition to the rock climbing wall, we also have a basketball court. That's really cool. I'm sure you can play a lot of other games in here besides basketball. Like, for example, we have a couple of nets back here for playing like soccer things. And it looks like there's maybe a volleyball, or is that a soccer ball over there? Might be a soccer ball, because I don't see, well, they could put like a volleyball net. It looks like they could put a net from one side to the other. Ooh, yeah, pickleball was on the schedule. But yeah, either way, it's still really cool to have this. I'm actually surprised it's not like completely enclosed by netting though. Like on most ships, you see it completely enclosed all the way around.
It do be an older ship, and on the Jewel it was open on top.
Really?
Yeah, remember kids were throwing the balls up to the next level?
No, I don't remember that actually.
Oh, well, I almost got hit with one.
So we made it back inside, and I saw this bush, and I told Coda, look in here for a duck. My duck senses were tingling. And look at what she found. It's a little rainbow duck. So Coda and I did come back inside for just a little bit to relax and escape the air conditioning, escape the heat that's outside and enjoy the air conditioning. And again, the olive oar twist bar over here, or lounge, is perfect. There's absolutely no one in here right now. It was just us, and we were just vibing, talking, you know, checking our phones and doing whatever. It's really nice. I love this place so much. And in case you guys ever forget, why are you pushing the door? Oh, you're trying to film, and she's a lizard.
Get in.
They have the day of the week on the floor. I will say, unfortunately, something that we have noticed about this ship is that there are some parts of the hallways that smell really musty. Like, for whatever reason, it got flooded or something, and they weren't able to dry it out properly. It just smells like either musty or mildewy, something like that. It smells like wet clothes that have been left out, and we're not a fan of that. Okay, so the question is, do we have a towel animal? And if so, what is it? I'm going to say giraffe.
What about turtle? Okay, the bed's made. Aww.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Wait, what is that? Is that a bat? Is that...
Oh my gosh, we have a bat! What in the world?
I love him.
That's a first.
Happy Halloween, buddy.
I know. That is adorable. Oh my gosh. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so it's a little while later since the last time I saw you guys, but we have made our way down to the Royal Promenade for Anchors Aweigh. This is their parade that they do in the Royal Promenade. Very similar, I'm assuming, to what we saw on Allure of the Seas. However, on Allure of the Seas, they had a lot more space to do like floats and stuff. I don't think they're gonna have floats over here. I think it's just gonna be more of a people type of parade and show type thing. So we'll see what it's all about over here on Freedom of the Seas and what they can do with the space that they're given here in the Royal Promenade.
rest, boys, girls, and all the rest. Greetings, it is I, the Admiral. Hashtag wonderful. Who will be trending worldwide?
Oh, Admiral.
Yes, ladies, yes. The master is here. I'm here at the helm.
Honey, that's the crow's nest.
Our mission is clear. To bring you sailors, robes, and ships from around the sphere. Under my command, of course, because I'm the Queen's Bee.
Girl, you are not Beyonce.
And your ships, hoist the sails aft. Hoist the sails forward. Hoist the sails starboard and hoist the sails port. Move it, men. Let's get cracking. Sounds of the Arabian Nights. Ahoy, Sinbad and his scimitar swinging sail. Rebel just gets now.
Is your captain. I can see you from the bridge. What is going on down there on the Royal Promenade?
Well, you see...
I command you to stop all this fighting at once.
Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag wonderful. Out!
What a wonderful parade, everyone. Please give it up for the Grand Team Caroline's Parade Parade.
Okay, so I was very surprised that it was pretty much the same exact parade that we saw on Allure of the Seas. If you guys want to see my first time reactions to this parade, go back to our Allure series and find that parade video, or I'll just link it in the description so that way you guys can find it more easily. But it's definitely something that is very cheesy and a little chaotic, but it is so much fun to watch. And I love how there's a mix of performers who know what they're doing and some who are brand new and are still learning in the middle of it. Like the Captain Crunch up there, he was literally reading off a script, so like he was clearly brand new. A couple of the dancers were like learning their choreography on the fly.
It was really cute because the pirates, I'm gonna say the Caribbean pirates that ended up in front of us at the end. Like there was one that was like grabbing shoulders and like pulling in either direction, like a little push to move forward. It was really cute.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a good mix of crew who are really into it, and then unfortunately you're gonna get a couple of the crew who are just like, what am I doing with my life right now?
The Vikings. It was funny.
It's pretty amusing to watch, but you know what? Like I said, it's corny, but I don't see any other cruise line doing this. All in all, still a fun time. It's only a 15-minute show. Fantastic for the kids. Just go ahead and do it if you have kids. It's great. I'm also impressed that they were able to have just like smaller scale floats on Freedom of the Seas as compared to Allure, where they were a bit bigger and a bit wider. Still really cool. I'm happy that they have it. I also love the variety of decorations that they add to the Royal Promenade just for today. Like we woke up this morning and all of these banners were here. We have all the banners back there. It's really cool. They don't have to add these extra decorations, but they do, and it adds to it. So over here in the elevator, I was about to say something cool about the elevator banks is that they have this little overlook thing here in the promenade. Don't leave me again, I swear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for tonight's specialty dinner in Izumi. And tonight we are experiencing the hibachi, where we are going to be at a big table with a group of people, and they're going to do the ting, 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 ting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's head on inside. Ooh, I really like the samurai suit as soon as you walk in. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the menu for Izumi. For our starters, they're going to go ahead and give us a mixed green salad and a vegetable fried rice. We have our hibachi options over here. We have the classic, which is 60, and premier combo, which is 65. I do believe if we get the premier combo, it will be an added charge on top of our dining package, so we will find out more and I'll let you know. And then we have our desserts down here. Of course, the highlight is going to be the chocolate lava cake. On the opposite side, we have our rolls and sushi and sashimi. I have no idea if any of this is included in the dining package, but we will find out. That we also have our chef's signature rolls. You guys can go ahead and pause to read. They started us off with a hot towel, which is really nice. I forgot to film it when we got it, but we also got some edamame, and the combos were actually included, which was really nice. So we opted to get, actually, what did you get?
I got the shrimp and tenderloin.
Shrimp and tenderloin, and I got the New York strip and chicken. Okay, so regarding the ultimate dining package, you get your starter, of course, and with your hibachi, you get the premier combo included, so it is not an added charge. So you can pick any one of these items. Of course, if you just want one protein, you can go ahead and go for that, but they do encourage you to get two because it is included. And then, of course, your desserts are included as well. I don't know if you can get more than one, but why can't you focus? Holy moly. And unfortunately, nothing on the back over here is included during the hibachi. However, during the regular Izumi experience, it is. And we'll get into that the next time we are here. So, yeah, fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Let's enjoy.
You like fire? Oh, all right. They're rolling on the grill. Hey, rolling hey, oh, I'm all, hey, oh, congratulations, it's a boy. Oh, 1, 2, 3, hey,
Hey!
oh, I like the movie. All right, hey. Are you ready to make some noise? Ready! Yeah, let us. Hey, hey, hey. Bro, look at this.
That's already moved.
Smoke on the top of the animal country. From Miami going to Coco Cay. Yes, and from left to Grand
And of course, we have to end things off with the chocolate lava cake. It's presented a little differently than it was on Star, but you know what? Still not a complaint, as long as it's good. All right, I am adequately full, and it is time to fulfill my wedding vows. Enjoy. Oh my goodness, guys. Check out this sunset. It was more beautiful a second ago when the sun was actually visible, but it is so gorgeous. But take a look at this, guys. Right over here, we have the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. It was over at Nassau earlier today, so you can see it sailing out here. And then just yonder down that way, that might be Wonder of the Seas, because that was also in Nassau. So if Paradise is right here, it's very likely that Wonder followed it out. But we were also with Utopia, so either way, it could honestly be either or. But still, this is just gorgeous. Again, this is why I love cruising so much. Views like this. And lava cake, Coda said. Okay, we have made it up to the Royal Theater on deck 4. This is the mezzanine level, and then down there is deck 3. Honestly, I'm impressed with the size of this theater. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because this ship is basically the equivalent size of the Dream Fantasy, so their theater is pretty big as well. But honestly, I'm excited. Take a look at the curtains over there. It's very interesting. Not entirely sure what they're supposed to be, but it's cool to see. We are here to watch a juggler perform, so it's going to be a little bit more of a family performance. I'll show you guys a little bit of it, and we'll let you know what we think at the end.
Hey, you people need to get out more. But seriously, try not to make me laugh while this is in my mouth, because I do not want to swallow it again. It hurts. Twice, you know what I mean, Carolyn? Oh, I almost forgot free souvenir! Yeah! Hey! Washy washy! For yummy, yummy! You guys are gonna go to sleep singing that after this cruise, man. Pim pam ba, out enough. Should we go higher? Let's go higher, baby. Number 1. We got it! We got it! Oh, Ian, get number 2 before they notice. Wait, Ian, that's number 3. That was number 2. He's a good kid. Look at him. What a good kid. Give it up for Ian. Ian, hey, you follow instructions really well. I gotta get a little closer to Ian. A little bit closer. I get that nice. Oh, aha! My name is Amigo Montoya. You killed my father. Not tonight. That's good, Ian. Yes, make it look difficult. Keep it just out of reach. You can move too, Ian. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Ian from Illinois. High five, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, live here tonight, please put your hands together, keep that applause going for Headliner Showtime, starring Scotty Kavanaugh.
Okay, so the performance with Scotty Kavanaugh, it was nice. He was really cool. Very funny guy. He was part comedian, part juggler. His juggling act was great, and the ending was fantastic. So yeah, overall, no complaints. It was fun. I definitely recommend it. We came outside for just a little bit to take a look out on the water and to just see the vast nothingness that is the open ocean. Some people would argue that that's the scariest part about cruising, but it's fine. We absolutely love it. But I want to point out that we walked outside and we were immediately hit with the smell of hibachi, because I guess one of the exhaust vents are here for the hibachi tables. So you just smell everything, and it smells so good. It already makes me want to go back, to be completely honest with you, even though I'm still so full. But it's fine. We still have a lot more going on tonight. We have a couple of other game shows going on, and then we have the 70s disco that we're going to be checking out. So yeah, let's see what else we get into, because I don't exactly know what we're doing right now, but we'll walk around. We'll find out.
There was this great show that we used to watch. Actually, still out. It's called American Idol, right? You watch American Idol? Not really. Ooh. That's going to be interesting now, okay? Well, this singer, she won American Idol before, okay? And I got faith in you, okay? I said she, so you know it's not Ruby, right? All right, sir. I need you to finish that lyric. Alright, I need you to finish that lyric. We'll give it a shot. I thought we were going to play a lot more of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you Jersey people out there. We're in Jersey for 76. All right, sir. This song is an instant classic, okay? We'll even say that this song, you don't make it next round, just shake it up, okay? All right. I need you to finish that. Shake it off, shake it off, oh, oh.
So we're chilling here, we're listening to some adult karaoke, and I just want you guys to know, this is always what Coda does.
I've got this one, there's one attached to here. Hello. There's one attached to here. I need my fluff from the room.
You just get started on ducks and then you finish them when you can. So here's Sorrento's, right? Here's the line for pizza. It goes, it goes, it goes, it's going down that way. Oh no.
Ever since our virgin love began, your touches filled me like the rush of the wind. Your arms have held me safe from the rolling sea. Shake it through me, yeah. Show how we do it now, how we do it now. I want you to focus attention to the flying bridge and welcome to the floor.
Okay, so pardon the mess in the room, but we left the party just a little bit early, so that way we can come up to the window and kind of see what we can hear. So as of right now, it's really just mostly the bass. Like, you can kind of hear it. Like, we can tell that they're playing I Will Survive.
Nothing hiding back here.
And then we have the family over here just vibing.
Hey, they got the right idea. They're in the party, but their room is right there. They don't have to fight. None of that.
Yeah, they're
None
away
of
from the people.
elevators.
So, I mean, like, again, they're not going to be blasting music throughout the night. So, as long as you're not trying to go to bed at
Another 10 minutes.
at like 10:30, you know, it's 11:15 right now going on.
And even then, if you step away from there, it's like,
It's just the bass that you're
yeah,
really
like it's not
feeling.
that bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And it's only because there's like louder music playing because there's something going on. Like the more ambient music that they play during the day, you don't hear at all. What in the heck is going on here? Oh my gosh. That is the biggest cake I have ever seen. And take a look at that, guys. We have a balloon drop tonight. or today. It's today. It's not really tonight. So today, Royal Caribbean is celebrating their birthday with a big birthday bash here in the Royal Promenade with a giant cake and a balloon drop later. It's going to be insane. I can't wait to show you guys this a little bit later. But again, it's not going to be until later on tonight. Now, thankfully, the balloon drop isn't at midnight like it was on Star of the Seas, but they're actually doing it at like 5:15, I think, which is perfect because as someone who doesn't necessarily enjoy staying up super late, a midnight balloon drop is not a vibe, so thank God. So right now I am trying to find Studio B, and I can't remember exactly where it is. They do have these touchscreen maps outside of all the staircases. Would it be under sports? Pool and sports, maybe? Because we're looking for the ice skating. Where is it? There's a table tennis. No. Onboard activities? Why are you... What is it? Oh, 9:30 a.m. Okay. Open ice skating. Studio B, deck 3. Now, where is deck 3? Wait, it said map it. Map it. It is... Oh, it's at the back. Interesting. Okay. Oh, gotcha. So it told me to proceed through the Royal Promenade to the aft elevators, go down, and then Studio B is going to be in, like, the middle of the ship on deck 3? Interesting. I thought it would be, like, more forward. But anyways, let's go ahead and go. So it is just after 9 a.m. in the morning here on a sea day, and as you guys can see, it is quite empty here in the Royal Promenade this morning. Not a whole lot of people are active. A lot of the people that are active are most likely at the Windjammer right now, which we will be there in just a little bit. You can see Cafe Promenade is quite busy this morning. A lot of folks up getting their morning coffee. Just made it down to deck 4. You can see this is the entrance to Playmakers. This is where we actually boarded the ship on Embarkation Day. This is going to be my first time heading down to deck 3 though, so let's go ahead and make our way down there. It looks like there's a massive art gallery over here. Holy moly. And maybe an art auction later. And check this out. We actually found the fairy godmother of Freedom of the Seas. Who the heck is this? Catherine Louise Calder. Very interesting. Okay, after reading the sign down here, she's actually a big advocate for foster care and adoption. That's nice. She definitely embodies the name Godmother, that's for sure. Alright, here we are, Deck 3, Studio B. And it looks like we actually have our photo gallery down here as well. So in case you guys did take any photos throughout your cruise, you can actually use these screens to view them and purchase. That's really cool. Okay, so we have found Studio B. Holy moly. It still blows my mind that they're able to fit stuff like this on a cruise ship. Even on a ship this size, that's equivalent to like the Dream or Fantasy. It's wild. Now, granted, the ice skating rink isn't the biggest I've ever seen. Definitely the one on Allure was bigger, and definitely the one on Star was bigger. But it's still really cool that they have something like this. And they do have ice skating shows here as well. So today is just an off day for the ice skating crew. So they open it up for guests to come over here and ice skate for free. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you look into it. You do need to reserve a slot, but it is completely free to do. So just make sure you do that on Embarkation Day. Now, the original goal for this morning was for Coda to actually do the ice skating, but she actually woke up this morning and she's like, yeah, no, I'm too tired for this. I'm not going to do the ice skating right now, maybe a little bit later, because she wanted to do it at like 8:40 in the morning while the ice was still relatively fresh. She's actually still in the room right now in bed and will join us a little bit later. And also, unfortunately, she didn't want to really do the ice skating thing alone. When we were on Allure of the Seas, I attempted to do the ice skating thing, and it's just not for me. I am not capable of standing on skates or skating properly because, again, I've explained it, like, I can't keep my skates like this. I skate like this, and it really hurts my ankles after a couple minutes, and I don't know why. It's been like that my whole life. I just can't do it. But again, if you guys are into the ice skating thing or you've always wanted to ice skate, this is the perfect place to do it. Also, regarding the ice skating, it is super important to know that you need long pants in order to go on the ice. If you don't have any long pants, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to skate. You also need socks as well, so just bear that in mind if this is something that you're interested in. Taking a look outside, you guys can see it is an absolutely gorgeous day. Holy moly. The seas aren't the calmest they've ever been. There's definitely a little roll to them, so it's not exactly smooth. The boat is doing this, but it could be a heck of a lot worse. Definitely nothing compared to the first night that we had, where it got a little rocky and a little sketchy there for a little bit. But man, it is gorgeous outside. Holy cow. Okay, time for breakfast at the Windjammer.
Wash it, yummy, yummy. Wash it, before yummy, yummy. Wash it, before yummy, yummy.
Whew, all right, it was a little cutthroat, but we managed to get our food and find a spot. I have a waffle, some pork sausages, some ham, hash brown, and 2 eggs, and a little bit of salmon. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big. So I'm walking back to the room right now and I'm passing through the main pool area, but I wanted to show you guys this. Oh my gosh, check this out. They got a whole bunch of pineapples over here with little banana monkeys. That is too cool. So what is this? This is a Pina Poolside Special with alcohol 14. Let's see, Pina Colada Pineapple. For guests with beverage packages, it's $10. That is so cool. They have all these pineapples here. So we made it to the Schooner Bar. We're doing some towel folding or napkin folding. We made a candle. The very first thing they had us do. The easiest thing.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we're still going. There you go. That looks better.
You'll have a candle.
The next shape we made is a rose. Coda's arguably looks a lot better. There you go, that one looks way prettier.
You said my last one was ugly.
And the last little creation that we made today is the little lotus. This is so cool. Coda's struggling a little bit.
Ta-da!
You're doing great, sweetie.
My rose was pretty balanced.
I know, your rose was pretty good compared to mine. I'm gonna see if I can do this again on my own. But this is really cool. So let me ask you guys, when you guys are on a cruise and you hear the ship creaking as you're going through the water because it's a little rocky, are you guys like fascinated by hearing the ships creaking, or are you guys put off by it? Because Coda's definitely put off by it. I think it's really cool because it's like engineering at work. You know, the ship is supposed to flex with the ocean, you know? That's how it's built. I think it's really cool. Coda thinks it's unsettling. Let me know what you think. So, do you guys have any guesses as to what our final napkin fold was?
A chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar. He asked us to fold it up nicely and give it back to him. Alright guys, it is time for lunch. Let's go ahead and try Johnny Rockets for the first time. So, I'm getting Waffle House vibes. Imagine if they put a Waffle House on a cruise ship.
It'd be so busy in the morning.
It would, but it'd be so worth it. I mean, how's that different from like any Sunday morning at Waffle House, really? Because when else do people go to Waffle House other than Sunday or Saturday, you know what I mean? I love the vibes. Okay, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the menu for Johnny Rockets. So with the unlimited dining package, you get a starter and side, a burger, or a sandwich and more, and it comes with a soda. I don't know about the milkshakes. We really want a milkshake, so we're gonna ask about that. But let's go ahead and take a closer look. We have our different burgers over here. You guys can go ahead and pause to read because there is quite a bit. We have our different sandwiches over here, including hot dogs and chili dogs. Then we have our different beverage options, our burger extras and toppings, and different desserts. Alright, starters have arrived. Coda opted for the chili cheese fries, and I opted for the onion rings. Now, the only reason why I got the onion rings is because I wasn't a fan of the Playmakers onion rings, so I want to see if these ones are better. And I got a milkshake. It's an Oreo milkshake. So unfortunately, the milkshakes are not included in your dining package. It's only the sodas that are. So this was an additional $5. Okay, chili cheese fries. They're okay. Nothing too spectacular. Just your average chili cheese fries. Nothing to write home about. The onion rings. I definitely think they're better than what they have at Playmakers. Might be a little bit of a hot take, but the flavor is definitely better in my opinion. And milkshake, it's pretty good. It's pretty small for $5, but you know, I'll take it. All right, burgers have arrived. I opted for the smokehouse burger, so it has an onion ring, some bacon, some onions, and some ranch. Looks really good. And Coda opted for the number 12. Looks like your basic Krabby Patty. Nothing too crazy. And in case you guys are curious of the size of the burger, this is it in my hand.
For the side, the burger or sandwich, and a soda, it's like $15, I think.
Per person.
Per person. I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, yeah, I guess. It's not terrible, and it is made fresh. Yeah, you can see them making everything right there. So, I guess for $15, it's not bad. I mean, you know, $20 if you want a milkshake. Okay, lunch at Johnny Rockets was not bad. It was like a very typical cliche American diner. The food is nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about. I mean, the burger was really good, but it's not the best burger I've ever had at sea, but it's still really solid. And if you don't have the dining package, again, it's $15 a person, and you get quite a bit of food. So, all in all, not bad. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna head on down to the Star Lounge, which is where we were last night for the karaoke, and we're gonna take part in some Disney trivia. It's visual trivia. We rocked it on Jewel of the Seas. Let's see if we can replicate that here. Okay, we made it to the Star Lounge. Coda has her old lady activities, and we are ready for Disney trivia. There's quite a few people.
House of Mouse trivia.
Sorry, yeah, we can't say Disney. It's House of Mouse trivia. Either way, there's quite a few people in here. We have our work cut out for us. Let's see how well we can do.
Who acts as Belle in the live-action movie Beauty and the Beast? The live.
What do you mean?
Action.
In the movie, in the live-action movie.
Who act as Belle in the live-action?
It's Hermione Granger.
Moving on. Question number 2. There are 3. They appear in The Lion King. What are their names? Question number 3. Who are the missing characters? Who are they? Number 4. What is his name?
Okay, just got done with Disney trivia. We were technically the winners. Technically, we were the winners. The team next to us cheated. They Googled some of their answers because Coda could look over and see. She told me that she was Googling the answers, and then
It wasn't even subtle. It was very much a like.
and then as we were going through the answers, they asked us, like they showed a little clip, or no, they showed a picture, and they said, "What is Boo handing Sully?" We got that one wrong. That's the only one that we got wrong, technically. And I said Jessie, and
I said Nemo.
she was right. So Boo was handing Sully a Nemo. The team over there, they wrote stuffed animal. And as they said Nemo, she crossed it out and wrote
No. She left stuffed animal and then added Nemo to the end of it.
Ah, okay. So yeah. When it got to the end, they said, you know, who got a perfect score? The team over there raised their hand, even though they changed their answer twice. Cheaters. So we were the technical winners. But it's fine.
We won last time.
We won last time. We know that we're winners, and like even then, like the prize that they gave away was a little light up ring. We would have just given it to one of the kids that were in the room anyways. You know, that's not something that we were gonna keep.
See, look, she comes up and she squish, squish.
Yeah. Either way, it was still fun. A couple of the questions were pretty interesting, and it wasn't like your standard Disney trivia. Like, it was visual trivia where there were a couple pictures that you had to guess. You had to name some of the characters. There were some characters that were like obscured, and you had to guess the silhouette. You know, things like that. It was overall really cool. All right, made it back to the room. Most likely, we have a towel animal. Take your guess.
Go with a whale.
A whale?
Yeah.
I'm going to say stingray.
No, the bat.
Oh no, the bat's gone, but he's been replaced by a monkey. Oh my goodness.
Look at him.
He's just hanging out. It's funny joke. That's cute. Okay, so we've made it to the Royal Promenade and we're getting ready to experience the Royal Birthday Bash. Now, this is where they're going to do their balloon drop and they're going to do some speeches and stuff and play music, and it's gonna be like a big birthday party over here in the Royal Promenade for, we assume, Royal Caribbean. We did some research and the first ever Royal Caribbean ship sailed in 1970 and it was called the Song of Norway. And that was in 1970, so we assume that this is a party celebrating 55 years of Royal Caribbean. Now, the Royal Caribbean Company was formed in 1968, but it doesn't add up to like an even 5-year mark.
It could just be a birthday. Do they do this every September?
I don't think so. This is my first time ever hearing about like a Royal Caribbean like party type thing, like birthday bash, so I don't know. You guys who are more knowledgeable on Royal Caribbean can let me know, but this is just what we're assuming. Either way, we're not complaining. It's a celebration. It's something fun to do. Let's go ahead and check it out.
To shout out nice and loud your family member or friend who is celebrating their birthday. So let's all go together in 5, 6, 7, 8. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
So here's something interesting. They have a Titanic staircase photo op. That is so funny and also kind of morbid and messed up. So we made it back outside for just a little bit before dinner to check out the water, and it has calmed down significantly. We were rocking and rolling earlier, but now the water is super smooth. Oh my goodness. And we've slowed down a lot. We were like speeding earlier, but I guess we're a little ahead of schedule, so we slowed down. Not bad at all. Okay, so the Royal Birthday Bash. I don't think that was about Royal Caribbean at all. I think it was just a random thing that they started doing that's like, hey, if you have a birthday in September or October, this is for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, there was no mention of Royal Caribbean's history or anything like that, celebrating any other birthday related to the company. It was just, if you have a birthday right now, this is for you. And it was honestly quite cool. They didn't have to do it. Like, it's not something that's necessary or bad. But it's cool. It's something fun to do that's for the families, and it's definitely something that your kids are going to enjoy, especially if you love balloons and you like balloon drops and you like the party atmosphere. Definitely make sure you go to it. Again, we mentioned this on the Star of the Seas. if you're going to a balloon drop or a party like that, it is going to get very loud, very crowded, and it's going to be very overstimulating once the balloons actually drop, because there's going to be a lot of loud popping noises. So if you guys are sensitive to that, maybe try and find an alternate. I know there were a bunch of cameras for Royal Caribbean filming, so that way they can play in the Stateroom on the Royal Entertainment channel. So in case you miss any of the celebrations, they do a replay on that channel in case you guys are curious. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. We couldn't get any of the balloons, unfortunately. We didn't want to stand directly underneath the balloons because it was very crowded in that particular area. But I don't know if you guys saw, but the balloons actually said Royal Birthday Bash on them. And that was really nice. All in all, not a bad time. I'm glad we went to it. If we were, you know, going on another cruise and they were still doing that, we would probably watch from more of a distance and not really be in the thick of it. But for our first time, it was cool to be there and be a part of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for dinner at Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. All right, we have made our way inside Giovanni's. Look at my wife, she's looking gorgeous today in the sunlight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. All right, who's ready for some Italian food? Let's go ahead and take a closer look for our antipastis and salads. We have an assorted meat and cheese platter, a meatball gigante, Nana's soup, and Giovanni's house salad. We also have an Italian stromboli, a Caesar salad, a truffle and compresse salad, and a calamari and polenta. For our mains, we have a bunch of different options, including pastas and pizzas. You guys can go ahead and pause to read if you so desire. The first thing they give you over here at Giovanni's is some garlic knots. The first course has arrived, and we have the truffle caprese salad. We absolutely fell in love with this on Star of the Seas. We can't wait to dig in again. Next up, we have the calamari course. I'm actually quite surprised. I was expecting tentacles and circles and your typical cliche calamari, but no, it's none of that. It's like strips. Not a complaint. Let's go ahead and dig in and give it a try. Okay, so I know I'm gonna be super backlit, but that's fine. But the calamari, it's actually really solid. I wanted to try it when we were on Star, but I never got the opportunity to, so I got it now. Definitely a smaller portion than I anticipated, but that is not a complaint at all, especially with how much food you're capable of ordering here. Like, I think you could order the whole menu if you really wanted to. That's a perfect portion size. It's little strips, it's not the circles or tentacles like you're used to, and it's really solid. The batter is seasoned real well. You can tell the calamari isn't like old or stale or anything. It's not rubbery, which is super important. And the dipping sauces that they have are superb as well. So overall, not bad. Something that I really wish more restaurants would do is have an open kitchen. I love being able to look in and just watch the chefs do what they're doing. It's so interesting and it's great entertainment, to be honest. Okay, we have a lot going on here. So to share, Coda and I opted for the Meat Lovers Pizza. Again, we fell in love with it on Star. We had to get it again. I opted for the Ossobuco. I wanted to try something a little different. I asked for a side portion of fettuccine alfredo, so that's what that is. And then Coda opted for the spaghetti carbonara, or as she likes to call it, what?
Carbonana.
Carbonana? I got that on Star and it was really good, so she wanted to give it a shot. Let's go ahead and dig in. Okay, so quick review of the food. Meat Lovers Pizza, fantastic as always. Get it, get it, get it. The Ossobuco, it's very tasty. The risotto is fantastic and the meat itself is seasoned well. Make sure you get the bone marrow. The bone marrow is sometimes the best part. The fettuccine alfredo is fantastic. Oh my gosh, it is incredible. If I had to pick between the two, I would definitely get the fettuccine again over the Ossobuco. Not saying that this is bad, but the fettuccine is definitely better. Babe, how was your carbonara? Yeah, mouthful of food. 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's good. Is that an elephant?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Miss Washy Washy.
Before yummy yummy.
That is so cute.
Before yummy yummy.
Okay, so Giovanni's on what ship are we on? Freedom of the Seas. I forgot what ship we were on for a second. I was about to say Star. So Giovanni's on Freedom of the Seas. What did you think?
It was still really good.
Still fantastic as always. I definitely think that Giovanni's is still hands down my favorite specialty restaurant on board Royal Caribbean. It is fantastic. If you're a lover of Italian food, You're gonna love this. And I think Izumi is my second favorite, only because I also really love Japanese food, followed by Chops. But that was still fantastic. So you said that the fettuccine you would rate out of 8, or no, it was the carbonara you said that you would do an 8 out of 10. Yeah. Everything else was fantastic. I would say the fettuccine was a 9 out of 10 for me, and the ossobuco was an 8 as well. All in all, not bad. So what we're going to do now is Kota's going to get changed into something a little bit more comfortable, and then we're going to head on downstairs to the main theater to catch a show called Marquee. And this is going to be a mishmash of different Broadway songs and musicals. Now, if you guys remember from our Jewel of the Sea series, we went to a show called West End to Broadway, and it was a very similar concept to what we think we're going to be seeing now. So fingers crossed this version is better than what we saw on Jewel, because if you guys remember, we walked out of that show on Jewel, which is something that we never do. We never walk out of shows typically. So we'll see. Let's head on down to the theater and find out. So earlier today we had the Royal Birthday Bash, and over here in the main dining room they actually have a Royal Birthday Bash dinner. Now we didn't actually have dinner here in the main dining room, but I wanted to show you guys some of the different options that they had. So they have your featured beverages over here. You guys can go ahead and pause to read. They have different starters over here. Nothing too crazy. A lot of this stuff is stuff that I've seen before actually. Main courses, salmon, cordon bleu. Yeah, none of this looks like anything special. This is stuff that we've definitely seen before, but they just, you know, made it nice and pretty. Okay, so we made our way over to the Star Lounge for tonight's activity, which is Battle of the Sexes. If you guys know, you know. It's fantastic, adults only. But I want to bring your attention to this. So with our Ultimate Dining package, we get a $20 credit every day at Playmakers per person, and we wanted to use our credit tonight on the s'mores cookie. So I asked if we could get it to go, and they said yes. It's taking me 5 business days to get this thing all the way down, but it's fine. We're gonna open it up and see how they packaged it. I can tell you right now, it is hot, which is good. It took about 10 minutes for it to come out. Oh, that's so cool. They put it in a little like ceramic container. And we have some dipping sauces too. Heck yeah. And we have a couple of metal spoons as well. Let's go ahead and dig in.
Let's do this, everybody. Hip, hip. Once again, hip, hip. When I say hooray, all arms go up. Hooray! Okay? Got it? Once again, hip, hip. Hooray! Once again, hip, hip, hooray! Good job, good job. Now, it's going to be randomly, okay? Once I put the mic to you, the first position is? Hip, hip. How is that? Together?
Hip, hip.
The second position is?
Hooray!
How is that? Together?
Hip hip hooray!
The first position only is?
Hip hip.
How is that? Do it together?
Hip hip.
Exactly. And the second position is?
Hooray!
How is that? Together with the word?
Hooray!
First position is?
Hip hip.
It's so hard to do together. Let's do this. First position is?
Hip, hip.
And the second position is?
Hooray.
All right! 3, 2, 1, go.
Hip, hip. Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. At 2, but the mic goes to someone else. The mic is the one, okay? Follow the mic, not my eyes. Got it? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hip, hip.
Hooray! Hip hip.
Hooray. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Listen to me. Second chance, enjoy. Second chance. No more chances for you, okay? I have no more mercy. 3, 2, 1.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray. Hip, hip. Hooray.
Hip hip. Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray! Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Okay, so Battle of the Sexes was crazy, as per usual. But what's even crazier is Crazy Quest, something that we look forward to on every Royal Cruise. It's over here in Studio B. They scanned our cards coming in to make sure that we were of age. It's gonna get wild. I have no idea how much I'm gonna be able to show you, but I'll see you guys when we're done.
Are we ready for the first quest? Fantastic. We'll start with a nice easy one. I hope to warm us up. I'm looking for a member of your team number in hand, holding a bar receipt. So anyone out there in the house has a bar receipt. But for now, I'm looking for a member of your team number in hand, with a set of real false teeth out of the mouth.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back on board Freedom of the Seas for day 4 of our 5-night sailing. Today we are docked someplace completely new. We are here in Grand Turk in the Turks and Caicos Islands, someplace that we have never been to before, and I am so excited to get off the ship today and check it out for you guys. Unfortunately, this was kind of a last-minute change, as we were supposed to be going to Labadee, Haiti, to one of Royal Caribbean's other beach destinations. Unfortunately, due to conflicts going on in that country, we're not able to make it, so we got switched over to Turks and Caicos instead. So we're gonna get off the ship today and give you the basics of what Grand Turk has to offer. We're gonna walk around, show you some of the shops, show you some of the beaches, and try and have as much fun today as we can in a brand new port. So let's go ahead and get off the ship. You good?
Yep.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Grand Turk. You can see we have the Freedom of the Seas logo over here. We're gonna get a quick photo of that. And we are docked next to the Carnival Celebration, one of their XL class ships. So I just wanna show you guys something. Look at the bow of the ship, right? This is where we are. And look at where the beach is. Oh my gosh, look at how close you can be to the ships in the water. That is nuts. Now, while we aren't sailing on the Carnival Celebration, I can still take a second to appreciate a large ship. Holy moly, the largest in Carnival's fleet. Well, one of the largest, I should say, because it's joined by the Mardi Gras and Jubilee, and I think there's a couple more coming very soon. So in case you guys are wondering about the pier walk, it is not very long at all. We have the 2 ships over there, and then we are pretty much already here at the end, which is awesome. And take a look at that. It says, "Welcome to Grand Turk" over here. Let's see if we can get a closer up shot. And can we just take a second to appreciate just how blue the water is? Oh my gosh. I can see all the way to the bottom. This is like prime snorkeling locations over here. Unfortunately, you can't get too far out. You can see the line of buoys over here, keeping people from getting any closer to the ships, but still, this is awesome. The size difference between Carnival Celebration and Freedom of the Seas is insane. I mean, granted, Carnival Celebration is pulled in a lot more than Freedom, but still, it is huge. So it looks like in order to access any of the beaches or the other shops, you have to walk through this Grand Turk duty-free building. Let's see what's inside. When they say duty-free, they mean duty-free. Basically anything you would find in a duty-free section of the airport, you can find here. Whew. And as we come outside, it is People Central. Holy moly. 2 cruise ships worth of people are out here. Hey, babe. It looks like a lot of folks are waiting around for excursions. I can only assume that's what these little umbrellas are for, with numbers on them. A lot of people hanging around. But yeah, other than that, there's just a lot of different shops everywhere. And Coda said you wanted to go to Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the camera is a little cloudy for whatever reason. Let's head on over to the Starbucks. All right, made it outside of the pink Starbucks. Babe, what'd you get?
I got a strawberry acai refresher.
Strawberry acai refresher, and we gonna talk about that?
Duh.
A mug?
Yeah.
Just to say that you've been here?
Yeah.
Want to take a look inside?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so you got to point it out. What do we got on the mug?
Okay. So it's Turks and Caicos. It's an iguana, a lighthouse, some sunscreen. Duh. A Starbucks. Food, a peli. We already saw some fish. Like a cruise ship. Total. Some viney plants, a pail and shovel, sandals, a donkey, conch, a whale, some ruins, more snorkely, divey stuff. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like the inclusion of the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Also, huge shout out to the only 2 guys working inside the Starbucks. They are rocking it. They're doing the best that they can with the resources that they have. They have a line out the door. It was crazy in there, but they're doing a great job. So kudos to them. Of course there's a Margaritaville here. Let's go check it out. Is that parrot wearing a pail on its head? Oh my goodness. Okay, so Margaritaville is definitely the place to be if you want a party. They got a DJ going on. They're giving out shots. Well, they're not really giving out shots, but they have shots available. It's people soup in the pool. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I was definitely not expecting this, but if you're looking for a party, this is the place to be. You're gonna love this. And the pool's free too, I think. There's no like barrier of entry. You can just kind of come in and get in the pool. So I would recommend getting off the ship early if you want to snag a seat, because I don't think you're gonna get a seat otherwise. Okay, this pool is definitely a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It comes all the way out over here. There's a 0 entry right there. There's also a bunch of cabanas over here that you can rent, which is wild. I wonder how much those are. They also have a couple of day beds over here and covered seating. I'm sure that costs extra. And then take a look at this. They have a flow rider over here. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? And they're letting like 2 people go at a time. That is not safe, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, the pool is definitely cloudy. I would not be in this water if I were you guys, but you know, you do you, boo-boo. But also I want to point out the 2 ships back here. That is so cool. I love being so close to the cruise ships when we're at a port. So I know I asked this question the last time we were at Coco Cay and the pool was really full. I'm gonna ask it again. Does this look like a vibe to you guys? All these people in the pool, would you be hanging out over here, or would you try and find someplace else to go that's a little bit more quiet? Let me know. So we made it out to the beach area, and all of this is Margaritaville. Like, this is still Margaritaville. That's the restaurant in there. You can see all the diners over here, and then we have some beach chairs over here. These, I'm sure, cost extra. These are through Margaritaville, but everything down there is just free to use. You can see people are just laying their own towels down. They're laying their cruise towels down as like little blankets, and they're just enjoying the water. So let's go ahead and continue on down. Okay, so the sign over there says free beach chairs. So I assume it means all of these? So it's all just basically first come, first serve. Huh. Yeah, it definitely pays to get off the ship early, because the sooner you get off the ship, the sooner you can grab one of these chairs. So we are walking down the beach a little ways just to see what we can see and get some more shots of the ship. But I want to point this out. The further on down the beach you go, the more of this you're going to see. So you have like an empty pool over here. And from what I recall in reading and other videos, like all of this was just destroyed by a hurricane. So it's not like it was done on purpose. But yeah, it just looks a little iffy. So just bear that in mind the further on down you go. But let's go ahead and keep exploring. Now, the further on down we go, we have a lot more beach chairs over here and umbrellas, but I highly doubt that any of these are free. There are several individuals who are walking around asking people if they want to purchase a beach chair, an umbrella, and just so you can get an idea of the condition of some of the chairs. Some of them are not in the best of shape, so just be aware of that. I also want to point out that there are a lot of vendors out here who are serving drinks, and some are making food as well. We're actually making our way down to a restaurant that's a little bit further on down this way that we heard was good, so we're going to go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, we made it to Jack's Shack. We heard some good things about this place, so we figured we would come on over and check it on out. No. See, she walked away. Okay, so you guys see how crowded it is down there? Look at how busy it is over here. There's hardly anybody, and the Shack and Jack's Shack is right there. So we came out this way and we wanted a couple chairs. There are some gentlemen who are patrolling the beach and are selling these chairs. So we got these two chairs for $25. Honestly, not bad, especially with how empty the beach is over here. Walking down this way was definitely worth it. Okay, so Jack's Shack. I really liked it. The food is incredible. The fish tacos were great and the conch fritters were awesome. The only problem is though, is that if it's busy, they're gonna get swamped. So I would only recommend coming to this place if you are either A, the only ship in port, or B, you have two smaller ships in port, because there were a lot of people there. And the process is a little wonky because you have to go up somewhere to actually order, and there was a line of people who were wanting to order. And then if you want drinks, you have to go over to the bar and fight to get attention in order to order drinks. And then the people will bring the food to you, so you don't actually order from your table. So it did take a while for our food to come. So just bear that in mind if you are coming to Jack's Shack. Make sure you pack your patience, but I will say the food was phenomenal. What are you doing there, babe?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Looking at rocks.
Looking at rocks?
It's a squirrel.
Ah. In case you're wondering what she does when she's at the beach. What she's trying to find is like teeth and stuff. But hey, you can't beat the view. This beach is gorgeous.
I am afraid of friend making other friends. What are you doing? Hi. Can I pet you? Are we chill? Oh, yes. Hello. You're so cute. We're friends. It's okay. You're just a widow damp and covered in sand. There are multiple doggos. Good boys and girls.
I will say, I 100% think that making the walk and coming on down towards Jack's Shack is very well worth it. Look at how much room for activities there is out here. Look at how few people there are in the water. And then there's only a couple of chairs over here. You get out here, you're gonna have all of this space to yourself. There's so much space to move around in the water, so much room to do whatever the heck you want. I actually feel comfortable leaving my expensive camera and all of my other stuff on the chairs right here because there's hardly anybody else else around and we can see it very clearly. Further on down that way, it is jam-packed full of people with rows upon rows of chairs and people. So I wouldn't have left my stuff down there. But over here, this is perfect. And the chairs were only $25 for 2. Not bad at all. And then again, you have this fantastic view. Absolutely phenomenal. And I know it's kind of difficult to see, but the sand is in fact pink. It's got a lot of the pink little speckles in it, as Coda says. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I think the sand at Lookout Key is a little bit more pink, but only by a little. Yeah, but still very pretty.
Look, I can do it.
Also, I don't know what the conditions over here are like throughout the rest of the year, but at least closer to the ships, there's a lot more algae. Or not really algae, but what is it, seaweed? Algae? Yeah. Oh, another dog. But yeah, there's a lot more green over here by the ships, by the pier. So the further on down you go, the less of it there is. Also, we just realized this. There are a lot of rocks over here. You can see how close we are to the ships and where the pier is. A lot of rocks. Holy moly. And in case you guys are curious, Margaritaville does have showers. As we make our way back to the ship, I just want to touch on a couple of the other things that you'll find around here in the immediate port area. There is a taxi stand over here and a tours sign with a directional arrow saying that way. So in case you're going on an excursion or anything, you can do that, or you can take a taxi to wherever else you need to go. There's a bunch of gift shops all over the place, including a bunch of diamond places. There's a Diamonds International on the other side. A lot of the brands that you typically see at Caribbean or Bahamian ports or just cruise ports in general, you'll find here. Yeah, and with that, our time here at Grand Turk has come to an end. Let's get back on board. As we make our way back on board Freedom of the Seas, you can see Royal Caribbean has a little lounge set up out here under a tent. Some nice lounge chairs. Okay, we didn't waste any time. We got back on board the ship and we raced upstairs to deck 5 to the Star Lounge to take part in Harry Potter trivia. We rocked this thing on Margaritaville Islander, so we're hoping that we can do the same over here. Let's show these muggles who's boss.
Let's see, what is the name of the first chapter of the first book? What is the name of the first chapter of the first book? What does Dobby the house elf receive to achieve his freedom? So what will forbid Robin Williams from playing Hagrid despite him willing doing it for free? After getting past Fluffy, what dangerous plan did Harry, Ron, and Hermione land in? So from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So the question is, what dragon did Fleer fight in the Three Wizard Tournament?
Okay, so unfortunately we didn't win. We got 3 wrong.
Dramatic.
Was it 3 wrong that we got?
It's 3, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what we got wrong was they asked what prevented Robin Williams from playing Hagrid even though he offered to do it for free. We had no idea. Yeah, we just took a wild guess, but apparently, and it makes total sense, that all the actors had to be British in order to be in the Harry Potter movies. So that one was okay. The second one that we got wrong was what was the password in the books to get into Dumbledore's office in the second book. And okay, so in the American version, apparently it's Lemon Drop, but in the British version, in any other version, it's Sherbet Lemon.
Which is what's in the movie.
So yeah, like, that's a little unfair. That one's a little unfair. And then the last one we got wrong was what was Fleur's dragon that she got in the Tri-Wizard Tournament. We were confused, and at first we had Chinese Fireball, but no, that's not it.
We started naming dragons.
And then I legitimately thought it was the Swedish Short Snout, but it wasn't. It was the Welsh Green.
Just plain standard
Welsh
issue.
Green. So yeah, unfortunately didn't win, but there was a team over there who got a perfect score, so yeah, good for them. Okay, pardon me for being out of breath, but I had to climb a bunch of stairs. We made it back to the room. We need to guess what the towel animal is. He had something hanging the first 2 nights. Is he going to utilize that again?
Can you do a parrot?
I don't know if you can do a parrot that's hanging. I'm still going to say... I'm going to say dog.
Dog?
Yeah.
We have to keep the monkey!
Oh, it's a frog! We got a frog! Look at him! And we kept the monkey too. I love it. All right, it is time for dinner once again at Izumi. This time, the sushi side. All right, we have been seated in Izumi on the sushi side. So for sushi, it's just this long table over here, and then we have this really small table. Like, this is a tiny table, and then that one over there. And then I believe there's a couple more down yonder that way. Oh, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. Okay, so for the sushi side of Izumi, you can choose 1 small plate and 2 large and a dessert. So let's go ahead and take a look. There's a lot of different options here. You can go ahead and pause to read, but here are your small plate options. Again, you can order 1 of these if you have a meal package or prepaid. And then you have our large plates, and the sushi and sashimi is included in that as well. You can go ahead and pause to read. There are a lot of different options. They have signature rolls, chef's signature rolls, bowls and more, and sushi and sashimi. And then we have our dessert over here, which of course includes the chocolate lava cake that we love so much. To start things off, they did give us some edamame. It's not really for me. It's mostly for Coda. She's the only one who likes it. I'm not a fan. Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with the crispy chicken karaage. I heard it was really good, and the karaage that we saw on board Star of the Seas looked amazing, so we're going to go ahead and try that. And I'm going to get a beef teriyaki. When we went to Izumi on Jewel of the Seas, I got the yaki udon, and that was amazing, but I do want to try something different, so we're going to go for the beef teriyaki. And I'm also going to get the chef's sushi selection. Okay, so things are starting to get a little loud in here because all the hibachi tables are starting to do their thing. While we wait, they opted to give us some miso soup for free, completely separate from our package.
It's included on the menu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, so then I'm confused. Okay, never mind.
Look at the menu. It says on top, next to the miso soup, included or complimentary with prefix or something. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, clearly you read better than I do.
Yeah.
Okay, our starters have arrived. I opted for the pork gyoza. I was going to order that, but this one decided she wanted it, so we're going to share. And apparently we're sharing the gyoza too. It disappeared. I wonder where it went. The world may never know. All right, our mains are starting to arrive. We have the pork tonkatsu ramen over here for Coda. I have nothing yet, but it's fine. Okay, over here I have the chef sushi selection. Looks amazing, and Coda opted for the beef yaki udon. Okay, sushi was delicious as always. Now, next up, I have the beef teriyaki with fried rice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, desserts have arrived. Of course, Coda got her chocolate lava cake, and I opted for something different. I got the mochi. So we have mango, strawberry, and chocolate. There was a green tea one, but I opted to not get that because I'm just not a green tea person. So let's go ahead and dig in and try. Yes?
Are you done talking?
That chocolate lava cake should be scared. So we finished up with Izumi. We have made it outside. And take a look at that gorgeous sunset and my foggy lens. Oh, good Lord. This camera, I love it, but I hate it at the same time sometimes. Either way, it's fine. The sunset is gorgeous and the weather is fantastic. Let's go ahead and go on a little adventure, shall we? Check this out, babe.
But I got this.
Oh my, yeah, don't fall this time. One foot after the other. I cannot think of a better place to watch the sunset. Helicopter, helicopter. Look at it. We have made it to the very front of the ship.
How do I get up there?
You gotta pay a lot of money, probably.
Oh.
Actually, I think that's the mini golf course all the way up top, if that's what you're asking about.
Curtains.
Oh, the curtain? Yeah, you have to pay a lot of money. But check this out, guys. Look at this. Incredible. This is fantastic. I love cruising so much. My favorite part about the very nose of the ship is like all the projectile bird poop that you have over here. Like, look at all of these chairs. Oh my gosh, how often do they have to clean this? Because it's very easy for birds to just kind of perch themselves up over here, and they go, and especially on a sea day, it ain't going straight down. It's so we're gonna step on over here, and what are you looking for, babe?
Turtles, and tell them to get out of the way.
Turtles, and tell them to get out of the way.
Ooh.
This is so cool. It blows my mind how, you know, you can do stuff like this on like Royal or Carnival, but Disney? No. Like, you kind of can on the Wish, but it's not the true nose of the ship because it's kind of slanted down outward a little bit. But over here, you could theoretically like look straight on over.
Is this the plank?
No. Well, no.
It looks like if I unscrewed these, it goes.
I'll walk the plank. Brian, I found your plank. They have one. But guys, just take a look at this. This is insane. Oh my gosh. We're at the nose of the ship. The bridge is right there. Well, someone's very proud of herself. You care to repeat that?
Is this the poop deck?
I would say this makes it the poop deck.
Poop deck. What am I coming back over here for?
You're coming over here to take a picture. Okay, we have made it back into Studio B for tonight's performance of the ice show, and this is called freedomice.com. I'm very interested to see what the show's about and how it is. We really enjoyed the ice show on Star of the Seas, so let's see how this one stacks up. I love the lighting in here. Anyways, it's very important to note that the seating situation in Studio B is very limited, so it's a good thing that there are 3 performances of the ice show, at least on this particular cruise. I don't know how it's going to be on your cruise, but there's 2 tonight, one at 7:30 and one at 9:30, I think. And then there's one tomorrow at like 2:30 for like a matinee. So if you can't see the first one, then try and make it to the other ones as well. But yeah, we're about 10 minutes until the start of the show, and pretty much all the seats are taken. There's quite a few people who are like saving groups of seats, and it's causing a little bit of a headache. Yeah, so just make sure you get here as early as possible. We got here at about 7 o'clock and the doors were already open and people were starting to file in. So I would say be here. If the show's at 7:30, be here at least 6:45 if you're wanting to make sure you get a really good seat front and center, kind of like where we are right now, because it's slim pickings at this point. Okay, so we got back to the room after the ice skating show. What did you think?
It was a show. And we've been talking about it off and on throughout the whole cruise that this is definitely the first couple weeks of a new contract. And that's fine. They have to learn, you know, regardless. You know, so much rehearsal can happen behind the scenes, but doing it in front of people is a whole different experience. So it gave the same vibe. And then the cruise director came out at the end of the show and said it was their first show.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that they were new and that they were still learning some of the choreography because, like, you could look at their faces and
the confidence wasn't there.
During some of the choreography, like, their eyes were wandering a lot. Like, they were looking at each other, kind of looking for cues to things of what to do. And again, that's totally fine. That's not, like, a big negative. It definitely happens. You know, you have to start somewhere. The show itself, like, I'm not, like, none of my criticism is on the performers because they do the best that they can with the material that they're given, and they still do a phenomenal job, and they are super talented, so huge kudos to them. The show itself is not good.
Yeah, like,
in
the description was, like, freedom and how it's expressed throughout different countries.
Through the internet.
But, through the internet.
Nothing in that show gave any type of freedom besides the transitions from one segment to another.
When it typed up freedom
when
on
it
the screen.
typed freedom on the screen. And, like, some of the backdrops were, like, circuit board type things, but it just didn't make any sense. There was no real story. Like, at one point, a bunch of Riddlers came out.
Yeah,
and
Neon.
Coda, and Neon, and Coda leaned over and whispered, "Freedom." Like, what about that said freedom? Yeah. I just didn't get it. I'm personally not going to go back and watch that show, but if you guys are here on Freedom of the Seas for the first time and you're with your kids, then yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. I will say my favorite part of the show was the pirate ship part. When they brought out the little pirate ships and they put the kids in there, that was really cool. They chose a couple of kids, like, as the theater opened to be a part of the show, and they put them in reserved seating, and they put them in there. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. And some of the choreography was nice, and, like, typically I enjoy ice skating shows. I love ice skating shows. The one on Star of the Seas was phenomenal, but this one just wasn't it, unfortunately. And it happens. You know, the show could always get updated in the future, but as of right now, it is just not our favorite. You guys can go ahead and come on board and experience it for yourself, and then you can let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought about the show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to day 5 of our cruise on board Freedom of the Seas. It is our last and final day, unfortunately, and we're getting things started off, hopefully, with a brunch. We'll get into more details in just a little bit as to why we think we're going to do a brunch, but we're not allowed to bring this big camera. It says absolutely no video cameras allowed. This is a video camera. So we're going to leave this in the room. I'm going to bring my phone. I'm going to show you guys as much as we can. And we're going to have a brunch, hopefully. Let's go ahead and get this started.
Thank you.
So part of this brunch includes a tour of the Galley. So that's where we're heading now. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show you, but let's go on inside. I've always wanted to see a cruise ship galley.
So this is, we call it the chef tables. It's an exclusive dining, which is 5 course with each one of the wines. So each course they have different kind of wine. And this is take only one sitting, so only 12 maximum is 11 seat available. So it took around 2 hours and a half for the finish for dinner.
Okay, the tour of the galley is done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the brunch menu. For appetizers, you have a wild mushroom soup, a Caesar salad, and smoked salmon. Heck yeah. Entrees, we have an Eggs Benedict, waffles, French toast. We have lemon pepper chicken, New York strip steak, seafood linguine, and a vegetable hot pie. Then for desserts, you have cream catalana, key lime pie, royal chocolate cake, and ice cream. Starting things off with salmon and a bagel. Coda, opted for the mushroom soup. All right, the main tab arrives. Coda opted for the eggs Benedict, as one does. And I opted for the New York strip.
Like a psychopath.
Like a psychopath. What's this? It's brunch.
Brunch. What have you had that's brunchy?
I had a bagel with smoked salmon. That is my brunch item. And you had the reverse because mushroom soup isn't breakfasty.
It can be.
It can be. Apparently Catalana means creme brulee.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It'll be crispy.
Not the best crunch.
Of course.
But yeah,
It's a little darker.
basically your creme brulee.
And I'm sure when you go off the bridge, you can be tracked on those devices y'all have.
Similar but different. I think creme brulee is sweeter.
And I opted for the royal chocolate cake. It looks amazing. So we're making our way back to our room and take a look at this, guys. They have the Focus Photo Gallery out here. They have little towel animal photo frames. How adorable is this? Oh my gosh. So we have a stuffed towel animal plush from Disney. That's an elephant. But look, they have a monkey over here as well. I think that's it. They only have an elephant and a monkey. That is so cute. And then they have these other like glass items that you can purchase. That is adorable. Oh no. Coda found the towel animals.
Oh,
They have plushies.
But I need him. It's a bunny.
I
It's
think
another turtle.
this one's a bear. No, wait, that's
It's a monkey.
It's a monkey.
Look. This is Pippin. This
And-
is Bingo.
I like that they're actually made out of towel material.
I know. I know, because you rolled this little thing. And this is Shelly. And then Jumbo's the elephant. You got a little tail.
So what I'm hearing is I can't use these guys as sweat rags.
No.
Okay, so it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We just got back to the room. Most likely we have our final turn down service and our final towel animal. We need to guess what it is. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna go like the bunny that's laying down.
Bunny that's laying down. I'm gonna say a bear.
A bear.
Like tap ears. Oh! No, not the frog! At least we still have the monkey. We have a peacock. I have never had a peacock before. Oh my gosh. I love that. We don't love these, but we love that.
How do I save that?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. You better clear a spot.
Yeah, I know.
Because we're going to have to pack soon.
I know. Okay.
Good luck. You're going to kill it instantly.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's 2 pieces, isn't it? Yeah. Its feathers are going to de-poof.
Hello. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Okay. I'm filming your butt right now. Good job. Not bad at all, babe. Okay, so brunch. That was interesting. You're definitely paying for the galley tour, and you're also paying for the bottomless mimosas because they were going around and refilling people's mimosas with champagne. With pitchers. So yeah, you definitely get your money's worth, I think. And for me, you know, again, neither of us like champagne. We don't like mimosas, so we weren't really into that. But the galley tour was really cool. I enjoyed the heck out of that. That was awesome. I've always wanted to go inside a cruise ship galley. You know, I grew up watching those documentaries on YouTube where they go behind the scenes of cruise ships and they show like how the galleys work and how all the food is prepped. And we got to see a little bit of that firsthand. So we got to explore the Deck 5 galley, and there's a galley on 4 and 3. Deck 3 has the largest galley, but our galley was in charge of Deck 5 and also room service. But as far as the food is concerned for brunch, it's really basic. It is nothing special. It's not going to be anything Palo worthy. It's not going to be like anything that you would get in a specialty restaurant. It is basic main dining room food. So the steak wasn't that good. Your eggs Benedict, they looked okay, right?
They were alright.
Yeah, they were alright. The bagel that I had was fine. The smoked salmon was pretty good. It's pretty hard to mess up smoked salmon. And the dessert was actually the highlight. I really liked the dessert. All in all, the experience was about 2 hours long. It started at 10:30 and it ended right at 12:30. That's when we got our desserts. So make sure you guys, you know, allot enough time for that experience. But, you know, going back to what we said earlier, how we were possibly going to do this tour. We were advised, and it says it on the app, and they actually left a piece of paper for us, like, as we were leaving the room. Like, I wonder what time it came last night, because we got back to our room late last night, and it wasn't there. But we got out of our room this morning. Yeah. We got out of our room this morning. It was there. But it said long pants and no open-toed shoes. And Coda...
It didn't specifically say long pants. It said no skirts or shorts.
Okay.
No skirts or shorts. And then no open-toed shoes. I am on a cruise. I did not pack closed-toed shoes. But my sandals, they like cross, you know, over, and then it's got a strap around the ankle. So I was like, we'll try, and I brought socks with to see if that counteracted it. But there were people in literal flip-flops
And shorts.
and shorts and dresses and
they didn't say anything. So we went into it expecting Coda to be told no, you can't go into the galley, and we were okay with that. You know, we were ready for her to say, okay, we'll just have the brunch, and they didn't say anything. And we got to do the full tour, and so did everybody else who was not really compliant with the rules that they set. So just be aware that if you guys are wanting to do that tour, they might be more strict with the rules, because I'm sure this isn't the only ship that offers this kind of tour. So they might be more strict on your cruise or on your ship. Just be aware of that. But overall, would you do it again?
No.
Me neither. I'm happy.
Maybe on like Star, like if they offer it on a big ship.
Yes.
But not... I don't even know if I'd do it Oasis class or lower. Like, I think if Star offered it, like a Star class ship, yes. But because this one's, I would say, close enough that I don't need to do it on Oasis class.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't do it again. Like, this is a one and done thing if you just really want to see the galley. Like, someone like me who grew up watching those documentaries, if you want to actually be in there, then yes, definitely do it. But I wouldn't do it again, especially because the food is pretty mid. But the experience in the galley was cool to do once.
One thing I'm surprised, they said they follow USDA. They didn't have the ladies tie up their hair. But if we have to wear long pants and closed-toed shoes, you would think you would also have to tie up your hair.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying, follow the rules. If you're going to do it, just pack just in case. Or if you think you're going to want to do it, pack just in case.
The most important thing is that the kitchen looked clean. And you could see that they were cleaning up after themselves with everything, and there were a bunch of signage everywhere on how to keep things clean and what to do, so there were no red flags. Not that we were going in looking to be the health inspector, but everything looked nice and clean, which is good.
6 hours later.
So we made it up to the Windjammer as we get ready for our final dinner of the cruise at Giovanni's, but take a look at this! It's a rainbow! And the end is in the water! Where's my pot of gold? Wait a second. I've been robbed. What the heck? Where's my pot of gold? I see it. I see the end. But there's nothing there. Oh, man. It's fine. We'll live. It's still beautiful. Double rainbow, too. Unfortunate, but that's really cool.
Oh, double rainbow.
But no pot of gold. We've been robbed.
It's not all the way across the sky.
Okay, time for our final dinner of the cruise at Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. Made it back inside Giovanni's at the start of the first dining time, 5:30. This time I have the view of the water, and still, nothing beats the view of my beautiful wife over here. Let's go ahead and dig in. To start, we have our love from the kitchen, which is the garlic knots. Okay, so of course we got the tomato caprese salad to start, or the truffle caprese. It's amazing. I already started, attacking it. And then we opted for something a little different. We got the meatball. The last couple of times we've been here, we haven't tried it, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, so regarding the meatball, this is our first time trying it. Now, the last time we were here, Coda and I were discussing getting the meatball this time around, and Coda referred to the meatball as a meatloaf. Ever since she said that, I couldn't unimagine it in my head. And so I judged this thing as a meatloaf. And overall, I'm disappointed. Like, it's not bad, but I just know that I can have a much better meatloaf, or meatball for that matter, at home for my wife. So, I mean, it's just very basic. It's stuffed with a little bit of cheese and it has some spinach at the bottom. I was just expecting a little bit more. So don't go into it expecting something awesome. And especially if you've ever been to a restaurant like Buka, where you know that they have really massive meatballs, like those meatballs are huge, and they are also better over there. So I would give the meatball a pass and go for something else like the caprese salad or the meat and cheese plate if that's something that you're into. All right, the entrees have started to arrive. I opted for the filet mignon, and Coda opted for the same thing. Kinda. We can see it. There it is. You can see we have our pizza tray in the middle because we did opt for a pizza, but this time, not the meat lovers. We're trying something a little different tonight. We'll show you when it gets here. And our pizza has arrived. We opted for the truffle and egg pizza. It sounded interesting and I wanted to try it, so let's go ahead and dig in. So, off in the distance, I don't know if you guys can see because it's really bright, but Castaway Cay is right there. And the only reason why we know it's Castaway is because I looked off in the distance, and again, you guys can't see, but there's a Disney ship all the way down there. I recognize the two funnels. So I went onto Cruise Mapper, and I was like, what is near us? And sure enough, it's the Disney Wish leaving Castaway Cay. How awesome is that? And ladies and gentlemen, our dessert has arrived. We opted for the Go Bananas. Now, this looks very different from what we had on Star. I'll go ahead and put in a clip here from Star. On Star, the banana was sliced, if I recall correctly, and it was like a lot more flat. This is like the whole banana just wrapped in the, whatever you call it, the dough with some Nutella. Either way, it should still taste just as good. Let's go ahead and dig in. Miss Washy Washy's being abducted by aliens. Oh no. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You see, this is why I always have so much respect for cruise ship staff because they remember so much. So, what was it, 2 or 3 days ago, I came to Playmakers to get one of their s'mores cookies to go. And I told the guy I had the dining package and he asked me for my room number. I told him, 7553. We came back tonight, we had the same server come up to us and he looks at me, he's like, are you getting another cookie? And I said, yes, of course. And he said, okay, your room number 7556. And I said, close, 3. The fact that he even remembered 755 is incredible from a couple days ago. The number of people that this guy has to deal with every single day, the amount of stateroom numbers that he has to listen to, and he remembers mine, that's insane. Huge props and respect to all the crew members that work on cruise ships because they do so much. And little things like that is what makes me love cruising so much. And here it is, guys, the final dessert of the cruise and our final use of Playmakers credits. We have the s'mores cookie. It looks amazing. I cannot wait to dig in. And it came with vanilla ice cream this time and a shot of milk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to head back inside the Royal Theater once again for our final performance of the cruise. And this one is titled Once Upon a Time.
Together all over the world for the story of the Turner and the Cinderella. What? And the fall, what? Where they fall for the sisters and the sure what she took the foreign buster. I was a rich girl. Na 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 na. See, I have all the money in the world if I was a wealthy girl. that is why. Steam in the subway, there's a fire. It's hot spread the ground. I'm on a hunt, I'm after you. Smell like a sound, I lost in the crowd, and then I'm hungry like gold. Love is out to get me. That's the way it seems. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm lost. If I try.
Well, the secret is definitely out about the helipad, that's for sure. So we made our way to the very front of the ship, and on the opposite side we are passing Great Stirrup Key and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And off in the distance over here, right about here, we have Utopia of the Seas and Jewel of the Seas sailing off into the sunset. And once again, off in the distance, I have to point out the beautiful Disney Wish. Hey babe, we got married there.
We did.
That's our boat. It's our boat. We got married there. I love you.
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
I was saying like 3 other people out there, but
It's fine. It's still special. So our cruise director actually just came on the intercom and she announced that they're going to be launching fireworks from Perfect Day at Coco Cay because the President's Cruise is going on right now on Utopia of the Seas. So the CEO of Royal Caribbean is on that ship over there. Not that it's anything special because we actually shared a cruise ship with the President on Star of the Seas. But anyways, that's so cool. They're going to be launching fireworks and they announced it that at 8 o'clock they're going to be doing it. And that's in about an hour. But hey, we're already out here. We're going to have our seats and we're going to watch some fireworks. So what's really cool to observe is that Jewel of the Seas actually did a 180 and is facing the island, whereas Utopia of the Seas is still like facing outwards. And my assumption is that the CEO is going to be doing a little presentation in the Aqua Theater, and that's where they're loading up all the people, and that's like a big open area, and they can maximize viewing space from there on Utopia. And then as soon as he's done with whatever, the fireworks can go off. And they can leave easily. Skirt out of there. And I have a feeling that we're going to do something a little similar, is we're going to be in a position kind of similar to Jewel and put our nose towards the island, whereas, you know, Utopia is facing the other way. Still really cool to see. It's just more in the direction of the island.
okay.
This is honestly so cool to see. Like, we've made a big deal in the past about being in a port with 2 Disney ships, and now we're just kind of in a little triangle with 3 Royal Caribbean ships. This is so cool. So how awesome was that, guys? They basically did a full 12-minute fireworks display from Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I really wish Disney could do something like that. Like, imagine if they were to set off fireworks from
more than 2 minutes?
Castaway Cay for more than 2 minutes. I mean, to be fair, the Pirate Night fireworks are like 5 minutes.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to be like something like 5 minutes or something like that. Either way, that was really cool, really impressive. They put some money into that fireworks display because fireworks are not cheap. And either they launched them from land or they had a fireworks barge out there in the water.
I couldn't tell.
But that was incredible, especially being alongside Jewel of the Seas and Utopia of the Seas. That was something special. And like, how awesome was it that we just by chance booked this cruise?
Yeah.
Like, we booked this cruise like what, 2 months ago as a last minute deal, and we got to see something like that. That is awesome. That's not something you see every day. Like, only the 3 cruise ship passengers were able to see something like that, and that was phenomenal. What a way to end the cruise. That was great. And with that, we are turning away from Perfect Day at Coco Cay, bidding adieu to Utopia of the Seas, and we are slowly but surely making our way back to Miami. The saddest part about any cruise is packing yourself up when it's all done. You feel good when you're unpacking on your very first day, but once you get done with it, you gotta pack everything up. Sad times, sad times. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Freedom of the Seas has been checked off our Royal Caribbean list and is in the books. This ship really surprised the heck out of us, and we can definitely see ourselves coming back to it in the future. Of course, this ship wasn't perfect and there were a few issues, but we'll get into them more in our overall review video of the ship coming soon. I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video and the rest of the videos in this Freedom of the Seas series. Let us know down in the comments section below what cruise ship or cruise line you'd like to see us sail in the future. We are in the process of planning our 2026 itinerary and would love to get some suggestions going. If you enjoyed any bit of today's video, then please help us out by leaving a like, and if you want to see more Royal Caribbean content in the future, then subscribe to the channel for absolutely free. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers and would love to have you be a part of this journey. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I will see you guys in the next video.